One hit on 49 pitches, a very efficient outing for Owings, and I know the Revs are itching to see him get back on the hill again. As for the Barnstormers, it's the human fall asleep at your keyboard, Austin Biebendirks, who is making his 9th start. He is 2-3 with a 4.46 ERA, coming off of a no decision against Sugarland back on May 30th, where he allowed 2 runs in 4 innings of work. Didn't go the distance to qualify for that decision. We're going to go to a commercial break. When we come back, I had the chance to speak to Jason Repko after he returned from the disabled list in time for last night's game. And then after that, the Broadway Transmission Manager's Report. Darrell Henry talks to Mark Mason about the Saturday night affair we're about to see in front of our own 2 eyes, and only 2 for most people. All that and much more on this fine radio program, so stick with us. We thank you for joining us here on the WOYK Revs pregame show.
Looking for something cool to do this weekend? Come to the coolest place in town and learn to play hockey or figure skate at the York Ice Arena. The York Ice Arena offers a Learn to Skate program for skaters of all ages and abilities, directed by ISA and USFSA qualified instructors. Skating classes range from beginner to freestyle. Hockey classes cover the basics of the game. All classes include free skate rental and 5 free skating passes, so you can try out your new skills. And remember, the coolest place in town is also available for the coolest birthday party in town. Host your birthday bash in group spaces or with a private ice rental. Public skating at the York Ice Arena is available afternoons, evenings, and weekends. Skate for just $7 and rent your skates for just $3. Plus, you can save with discount pass books. Oh, and ask about gift cards and kids' prepaid debit cards. So if you're looking to learn something cool, come to the coolest place in town and learn to skate at the York Ice Arena. For more information and to register, go to yorkskate.com. Get into the ball game with great savings and great weekly specials at your SureSave neighborhood markets. Use your gold card every time you shop, and you automatically receive savings and rewards. And get incredible deals on the new Best Yet brand products at Sobel's Markets, Wetzel's Market, and also at Nell's Market Fresh Foods. Always a hit and always great savings.
Join me, Steve Zabin, mornings at 6 on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Welcome back to your WOYK Revs pregame show, complete with cowbell. Revs and Barnstormers set to get going here. The War of the Roses presented by PNC Bank. Jason Repko made his return to the field last night. He was out in left, contributed an RBI single. I had a chance to speak with him about recovery and team chemistry and giant green walls. Let's hear what he had to say. We're talking with Jason Repko, the leadoff hitter and the left fielder for the Revs tonight. Jason, coming back from the DL yesterday, you got to contribute immediately with that RBI single. I know it felt good for you being able to contribute so quickly after getting back active.
Yeah, I sat out, I think 9 games straight, and I do the most I could, being first base coach and cheering from the dugout and talking to guys in between here and there, but it's nothing like getting back on the field and playing with your boys. So it was nice to contribute, put my hand in on the win, and excited to just be back and healthy again.
What did you do physically to stay active and in the playing mindset before you came off the DL?
Well, the first few days when I tweaked my hammy, obviously I had to just do a lot of treatment, let it kind of heal. So realistically, like the first 3 days, I really didn't do anything. Didn't hit, didn't throw, run. Just kind of let it, take it easy and heal a little bit. And then once those 3 days were up, got to work with Chong, did some exercises to help strengthen it, starting with light weights and things like that, and mixing in some jogging, some stretching. And, after about a week, start doing the baseball activities a little harder, and obviously taking BP every day with the team, and just keeping your mind right until you're healthy.
Yeah, very clearly the hamstring might not have been there. The arms were, as by all those BP home runs from I guess it was last Saturday's batting practice.
Yeah, the swing feels good. It's felt good all season. Luckily, yesterday, after only playing 1 game in the last couple weeks, timing didn't seem to be too far off. So just excited, like I said, to get back out there and contribute more.
This is your second go-around with the Revs, 2014 as well, also a very good team. How is this year contrasted with that team?
This team is very well-knit. I wasn't there too long in 2014, so I didn't get a chance to really get a good feel for it, but I know that the guys now, I mean, we just all get along. It seems like everyone has each other's backs. It's a light clubhouse. Everyone's having fun, smiles on their faces. Seems like everyone enjoys to come out to the ballpark, and everyone plays the game the way it should be played and definitely put all their effort into it. So I'm enjoying myself. I love winning. I think we're going to win a lot, so it's exciting.
Going to win a lot, won a lot already. Now you're in left field. You've been there since you've returned with Marte over in right, so you've gotten to test out the arch nemesis. Now, I know that you're familiar with big green walls here, but how was that being a veteran of this ballpark at least, and then coming in there and being able to read it as a left fielder?
Yeah, I mean, you definitely have to adjust and get acquainted with your surroundings. I've been playing right field, and so I haven't had to worry about the depth of the fence or the size of it. This only being my, third or fourth game in left field, I think he put me out there because there's less room to run with my hamstring kind of restrained me a little. But, I had the good feel when I was in 2012 with the Red Sox in spring training and then, getting called up there. So I have an understanding of how to play a big wall. Yesterday I didn't show up too well. I haven't got a chance to get out there and BP and really work the wall until today. So hopefully I'll get a little bit better reads from now on and just take it from there.
Is this wall pretty similar to the one in Boston?
It's obviously size-wise, yes. Obviously in Boston it, pushes over a little bit more. This one's pretty solid wood. I think in Boston it's more of like a metal type material. So yeah, both of them are going to hurt if you run into them. Yeah. But you approach it the same way.
And speaking of approaching the series here with Lancaster, you took the first game yesterday. A lot of little skirmishes, pretty much, scoring a little run here and there. What are you guys going to do to get more consistent hits and get more rallies together as you face them tonight?
Yeah, you know how baseball goes. There's ups and downs. There's streaks of hitting good and not hitting good. So, I think we'll just go in with the same approach we have every game, and we know who we got on the mound, right-handed guy that we faced before, so we'll all build our approach in there, go out there and try to put good at-bats together, and hopefully there'll be guys on base to hit each other in, and we'll end up scoring a lot of runs.
I know you faced him before. I won't ask you to spell it.
Yeah. Dirks, Bibbins, something, right?
Yeah, Bibbins, Dirks.
Bibbins, Dirks.
The human alphabet soup, pretty much.
Yeah, I can't spell you that one.
All right, Rep. Thanks. Good luck tonight.
All right, thanks.
Jason Repko out in left field once again, and he's your leadoff hitter for the York Revolution. And just imagine if you're Jason Repko and it's 2014, you think to yourself, oh, I'm away from Boston. I'll never have to deal with a giant green wall again. Nope. But he came back here, so he must have liked it. We're going to take one more commercial break. When we come back, the Broadway Transmission Managers Report. Darryl Henry, one-on-one with Mark Mason. Stay tuned here on the WOYK Revs pregame show.
This is the Dan Patrick Show.
But last Thursday and Friday, we're looking at Golden State differently than we are today. The end was a good result. But then I wonder, did you want them to win? I don't know nationally if we look at them the way we did last year. An embraceable story, still love Steph Curry, the way they play, that style. Were you looking at Oklahoma City and saying, hey, it'd be nice to get them into the finals again? Maybe, Durant, maybe he and Westbrook get a title. I don't know if you were rooting for or against, but I'm still fascinated by watching Golden State. I love the style, and that style is not for everyone. Although, I'm curious what the record for threes attempted and made in the NBA Finals for two teams, because we're going to break it this year. Golden State and Cleveland.
The Dan Patrick Show.
Break out some ID.
That's just good radio.
Mornings at 9 on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Hey sports fans, great news! You can now listen to Sports Radio 1350 anywhere with the new WOYK mobile apps. Walking the dog? Perfect. Trapped at a Renegade scrapbooking fair? We're 98% glitter free. Wherever you are, WOYK is with you on the brand new mobile apps. York's only local sports station just went mobile and global. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
Hi, this is Dan Patrick. Join me weekday mornings at 9 on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Fans, it's time to go inside the clubhouse for the latest on your York Revolution and tonight's matchup. It's time for the Broadway Transmission Managers Report. Now, here's the manager of the Revs, Mark Mason.
Well, Mace, last night you get a win, first game against Lancaster here at home this season, and your thoughts on Frank Gailey and his first starting assignment of the year.
Well, I thought Frank was terrific, actually. First assignment, our ballpark, not an easy ballpark to pitch in, and he went out there. He looked like almost mid-season form. He looked like he's had 6, 7, 8 starts under his belt. So we know he's a hell of a competitor, and and he battles out there. He's a bulldog out there. So we were really happy with the result, and I thought he did a great job.
Had 4 innings to get from the bullpen, and it seems like all these games against Lancaster are close. You've got stressful situations down the stretch. What do you think of the way that several of your guys performed there late in the game?
Well, I mean, I actually thought they all performed really well. Ronnie did a good job coming in, getting out of that inning, and Ricky came in and did a great job as well. He was not quite feeling 100%. He's been battling a little flu bug, so he was a little under the weather. And had he not been under the weather, would have ran him out there probably for the 8th inning, since we had just used Chaco the night before. DePaula was not able to pitch yesterday, so and neither was Harris. So we had to try to bridge that gap to get to DeMarc. And I figured, I told Fletch earlier in the game, if we get to that position, I'm probably going to have to use DeMarc for more than 3 outs tonight. So we had him up in the 8th inning. But, I thought Chaco did a great job, and, and then Mike came in and cleaned that up. We might have had the one guy struck out, actually. There was, it was a pretty close pitch, and, we're not going to make an excuse about that. If you don't get that call, you just got to make it another good pitch. So, but, long story short, we were able to piece it together good enough to get out of there with a win.
And as far as DeMarc, we know he's the type that nothing really phases him, nothing bothers him. And do you ever have any second thoughts about sitting him down and bringing him back out, or is that just another thing that he's able to give you?
No, he came in the 8th inning, and I said, okay, do your thing. And he said, no, don't worry, I got it. And, he's now if he would have had to throw, let's say, 17 or 20 pitches in the 8th inning, then I probably couldn't have ran him back out there. But, he was able to get out of there relatively, 6 pitches, 7, 5, whatever it was. And then that made him basically, it was almost like a good warm-up for the 9th inning, except getting it in the bullpen. He got it in the game in a stressful situation, which is not always what you want. But sometimes you have to think outside the box, and it's not uncommon to use a closer for more than 3 outs. The Yankees used to use Rivera sometimes for 6 outs. You have to do what you have to do based on the condition of your bullpen and who's available. So very impressed with Michael, the way he came in and finished up the game. But overall, that's a really good hitting team over there at Lancaster. And for us to give up just 3 runs, that's a good job by everybody.
And of course, offensively, you get Repko back in, and maybe the at-bat of the night in the 2nd inning where he worked it full, fouled him off, got the big hit.
Yeah, Jason, he was really excited to be in there yesterday, and I thought he ran well. He looked much better than he did before he missed these games recently, and he felt really good today, so he came out of it in good shape. So obviously we'll put him back in there again tonight. So no, it's good to see, because sometimes when guys haven't played for a while, they get a little anxious at the plate and they swing at a lot of stuff out of the zone and different stuff. But he was really patient, and I thought he had some really good at-bats.
Well, tonight, Micah Owings the start, and the reports with coming off his tightness. He's told you he's feeling really well, right?
Yeah, he said he feels, almost 100%. So we'll keep an eye on that. Anytime you have a pitcher dealing with some leg issues, you're always cognizant of that, trying to make sure that everything's okay. But he's been throwing his side. Sessions have been good, and said he feels fine. So we'll get him out there. We know he was getting deeper into pitch counts and deeper into the games lately, so it'll be good to see what he can do today.
All right, Mace, thanks a lot. Good luck.
Yep, thanks.
Darrell Henry with Mark Mason. The pregame interview there. Manager's Report presented by Broadway Transmission. They're airing the intro video here on the scoreboard at Peoples Bank Park, which means we have just enough time for the starting lineups, brought to you by Flying Feet. This is the lineup Butch Hobson will try out for the Lancaster Barnstormers. Pretty much the same as yesterday, with a couple of rather notable differences. Leading off is Travis Witherspoon, the center fielder. Kevin Aarons, the shortstop, batting second. Caleb Gindel is in right. Josh Whitaker is in left. Josh Bell at third. Sean Holton DHing tonight. Mike McDade, a first baseman by trade. He is catching tonight for the first time since high school. Should be an interesting ride. He'll bat seventh and catch. I know a bunch of eyes popped out when they saw that show up on the starting lineup. Casey Hobson, indeed relation. That's Butch's son. He's playing first base and batting eighth tonight, recently acquired from the Blue Jays organization. And Lance Sawadsky at second base, batting ninth. Austin Beebens-Dirks, the human, throw out every letter that you want for Hangman, Austin Beebens-Dirks. For the Revolution, who are taking the field right now, Jason Repko in left, Isaiah Tejeda DHing today, Andres Perez at second, Telvin Nash at first, Alfredo Marte in right, Keith Castillo catching and batting sixth, Ryan Pounds at third, Josh Wilson at short, James Simmons out in center field. His next home run is going to be his 100th for his career, and Micah Owings, the former big leaguer, steps onto the hill, if he can find the hill, amongst the swarm of little leaguers who have joined the Revs on the field. And with that, we will turn it over to the public address system for the national anthem.
Who passed away yesterday at the age of 74. The man whose style was to float like a butterfly and sting like a bee was the greatest and will always be the champ. At this time, now please rise, remove all cover, and help us welcome Jim Jones for the singing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Yes, it does. Lovely rendition of our anthem and a nice tribute to the late Muhammad Ali, who passed late last night. Not just a boxer, not just an athlete. At one time, and this may still be true, the most famous person in the world. It could be said about Muhammad Ali that more people know him across the world than have known anybody in the entire existence of humanity. Certainly a thought, and he will definitely be missed, but never forgotten. So the Little Leaguers have departed, and Micah Owings sweeps some dirt off the rubber, and he'll begin his warm-up tosses. Owings, a native Georgian, he's from Gainesville, originally calls Dahlonega, a little town at the foothills in the mountains of North Georgia. That's where he calls home right now, making his third start of the year for the Revolution, sixth appearance. He is 2-1 with a 3.68 ERA. Former big leaguer, of course, that big part of the rotation for the NL West champion Arizona Diamondbacks back in 2007, the team that came 4 wins shy of the World Series. Until a couple of weeks ago, the last major league pitcher to hit 2 home runs in a game. That happened back in 2007, and Noah Syndergaard was the first man since him to do that. He will throw to Keith Castillo. The rest of the defensive alignment for the Revs, Telvin Nash back in the field. He's at first base today. Andres Perez over at second. Ryan Pounds at third. Josh Wilson at short. The outfield left to right, Jason Repko, James Simmons, and Alfredo Marte. Roster note, Joel Guzman not in the lineup for the second straight day. We'll have to assume that has something to do with the dental procedure that he had on Friday afternoon. Please be advised, Josh Lyman will still be handling the press briefings. But don't ask us about Mark Mason's secret plan to fight inflation. And now Owings has finished his warm-up tosses as Travis Witherspoon walks to the dish. We turn it over to Darrell Henry, the voice of the Revolution, for the Dasher Investment Services first pitch.
All right, Will, thank you. I'm not sure how I follow that. Revs are in their football-style alternate jerseys tonight, the whites. Lancaster in their alternate red here tonight. And Witherspoon in there. Our Dasher Investment Services first pitch is over for a called strike, and we are underway. 6:34 start time tonight. 80 degrees on our board on, well, a dark, cloudy evening. Look at Castillo. Here's the 0-1. And a fastball, a strike on the outer edge. He went down into that split where he's got the right leg out to the side. If I did that, I'd never walk again.
That hurts just looking at.
Jeez. An unbelievable athlete at Mater Dei High School in California. And showing that athleticism, he sets up away. Pitch is foul tipped straight back to the net. And that sends the bird flying away from the top of the screen. Witherspoon hitting at 253, 2 home runs, 9 driven in. Well, the Revs with the win last night, they're 99th all-time against Lancaster. Another 0-2 and a swing at a foul back. Owings missing his last turn with that leg tightness, but he rehabbed it, said he felt great. His side sessions were very impressive. First War of the Roses action here tonight. Revs trail this year's series 3-2, but a chance to even that. Pitch is swung on and popped up foul again. Out of play to the right. So 2 strikes from Owings and now a third straight 2-strike foul ball. Barnstormers 21-19. The Revs snapped their 4-game winning streak with the win last night and sent them to 4 back in the division. Sugarland still 3 back. Pitch to Witherspoon is up high, a fastball. Our plate ump tonight is Dane Ratajski, Brian DeBrouwer at first, David Snyder, the umpire at third. Owings working from the stretch exclusively. He fires, and a slider lined to short right at Josh Wilson. Hit hard, but out number 1 as Witherspoon will bow out after a lengthy first at bat. Revs 26-16 coming in tonight. That's the league's best record and their best in franchise history through 42 games, 1 ahead of the 2014 team. And with the win last night, 17-5 here at home. They are overly friendly confines so far. Here's Kevin Aarons. Pitch from Owings is right in there. It's a strike.
What's remarkable, Darrell, is how well this team has been able to do, even with it being somewhat incomplete. I mean, Mace talks all the time about how there's still a few pieces missing, and here they are, 10 games over 500.
Pitch here is outside with Castillo doing that low to the dirt split again.
Can you imagine how good they would be if Mace were to actually get all of his cogs in order?
Well, he built a very deep team at the beginning, a very versatile group. 1-1, and a fastball strike, outside corner. Owings pounding the zone here to his first 2 hitters. Aaron's 10th in the league in hitting at .307, and he's got 11 ribbies his last 5 games. Briefly took the league lead in RBIs. There's the 1-2, and a swing and a fly ball to right, and Alfredo Marte out there again tonight. He's camped under it, waltzes a few steps in, and makes the catch. 2 down. Aaron's 1 behind Jeremy Barfield now for the league lead in ribbies at 29. Joel Guzman at 28. And with 2 down, here is Caleb Gindel, the league's 3rd leading hitter at .344. His 3 home runs, 23 driven in. Had a 2-hit night last night Each team totaled 11 knocks in the 5-3 York win. And Owings, the pitch to the lefty. It's a fastball that just missed, down and in. That one at 88 on the board, his hardest yet. That was close, looking at the replay. Maybe just a couple of inches in off the plate. Well, Owings with the 1-0 and a foul back off the net. He jammed him up on that fastball. Another one at 88. And Owings sits comfortably in the mid to high 80s. Nothing wrong with that. Good slider. Now set at the belt. Here's the 1-1. And that's down low. It bounced away from Castillo. He's gotten the first two men here in the first and trying to get his offense to the dish for the first time tonight. Revs 99 wins against Lancaster, 99 and 90 in regular season play. Earlier this week, picked up their 100th win against Bridgeport, their most against an opponent. The pitch, and tried to backdoor the slider, just missed. 3-1, he falls behind a hitter for the first time. Josh Whitaker on deck, who had a big night last night. 3-1 offering, and a swing and a miss. Challenged him with the fastball. Pretty good crowd tonight on a day where the weather has become a concern later in the evening at least. Certainly overnight. Now the payoff pitch, and he missed outside. Owings a little yell to himself in frustration as he issues the 2-out walk. And here's Josh Whitaker. 3 for 5 last night. Homer, infield hit, RBI double his first 3 at-bats, and then the Revs bullpen struck him out his last 2. Comes in hitting at .295, 6 homers. First pitch is just off the plate away, and Owings rolls his eyes. He thought he should have had that one. Whitaker has hit 5 of his 6 home runs on the road now. He's hitting .359 on the road, only .240 at the clip. A 1-0. That's down and away.
Whitaker, a fellow Georgian. He's from Augusta. He went to Kennesaw State on the west side of Georgia. Owings, of course, Gainesville, Georgia product. 2 state titles at Gainesville High School.
Owings to the belt. Here's the kick and the 2-0. And there's a fastball strike. Found the outside corner again. No score here in the first. Well, Owings stretches. And the 2-1. Check swing, appeal to first, and they say no. A slider that just ran low, and Micah again is a bit perturbed. His last outing was great. 4 2/3 scoreless in relief back on May 25th against Southern Maryland. Picked up the win. The Revs' huge comeback, down 7-0, 1-9-7. And his limiting of the Blue Crab offense was critical. Second win. He fires, runner goes, and a swing at a pop-up foul, back and out of play. A full count. Gindel will head back to first, and then he'll be on the move again with 2 outs.
They can make a lot of money with that workout routine. The payoff pitch 2-out workout routine.
I know.
With a constant foul. And go, and stop, and trot, and go.
Stephen Penny visiting us tonight. We were talking about workout routines. Maybe that should become one. Here's the stretch and the payoff pitch. He goes, and a swing and a miss. He got him. Micah Owings wasn't thrilled with the zone, and he's got a few words for Ratajski as he makes his way off to the Revs dugout. But he strikes out Whitaker swinging to retire the side. A 2-out walk is all. And at the end of the half, it's the Barnstormers 0, the Revs coming up.
Waking up with the Zabe. The Steve Zabin Show.
And I know I can already hear you screaming at your radio. You don't even have a real job, Zabin. You just sit in front of the microphone and flap your cake hole around. I understand that. I'm not upset to be back today. I need to get back. I need to get back on the horse and get back riding again. I'm just saying it's going to take me a segment or two to get up to speed. Join me, Steve Zabin, mornings at 6 on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Come on! Colin Cowherd.
Draymond Green, in my opinion, will not end his career as a Warrior. He will wear people out. When you're winning, the egos are fine. But if OKC knocks him out, how hard is Draymond Green to deal with them? They had guys that talked a lot and had egos. Notice how they started wearing each other out when a few losses piled up?
This is The Herd with Colin Cowherd.
Weekdays at 3 on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Hey, sports fans, great news! You can now listen to Sports Radio 1350 anywhere with the new WOYK mobile apps. Gone shopping with the wife? No problem. Tongue stuck to a flagpole? Pass the time after you've called the fire department. Wherever you are, WOYK is with you on the brand new mobile apps. York's only local sports station just went mobile and global. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
Your teams all the time. York's only place for local sports. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Scoreless first inning for Micah Owings. It's a good thing that Austin Beebens-Dirks walked away as Mike McDade threw that ball to second, because it would have hit him right in the belt. A little low in the first throwdown, but he did make it there on one hop.
Yep. If he hadn't moved, he'd be short a couple of Dirks.
Jason Repko will lead things off.
Hi, FCC.
Oh my. Repko hitting at 306 as he digs in. Dirks' first pitch of the night is over for a strike. We saw him in Lancaster. He was very good. A lot of movement, a lot of off speed. Good breaking ball. First pitch here tonight, a cutter. He deals, and a swing and a broken bat dribbler to third, cut off by Josh Bell, who was in, and he'll throw to first for the out. He was in on the grass and able to reach it to his left. Broken bat brought to you by Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care. Maybe Emerald Ash Borer in that bat. And that bat would need Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care.
Sure would.
Visit heritagelawnandlandscape.com
for all your lawn and landscape needs.
And care.
Heritage.
Hi, FCC. Here's Isaiah Tejeda.
It's not the FCC, that's the sponsor.
That's right. First pitch to Tejeda is down and in.
And it's going to be important for Beebens-Dirks to have the top of his game mentally, because he's working with a very inexperienced catcher in Mike McDade, who just looks awkward squatting back there.
1-0. Swung on and hit in the air in left field and deep. Whitaker back. It's off the newspaper. And ricochets to Witherspoon from center. Tejeda will beat the throw. He's in there with a stand-up double. High off the deep end of the arch nemesis in left. And the Revs have their first hit of the night. Tejeda fourth in the league in batting, coming in at .339, and he's got himself a first inning wall ball double.
Darryl, was that the first instance of it hitting the newspaper that reaches above the yellow line? I didn't see where it bounced off because the ball's the same shade as the newspaper.
Yeah. I didn't think
if that's the case, then it's both times that Tejeda's hit potential homers against Lancaster that he's been robbed. This time by traditional media.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it was that high or not. It disappears against the white. Here's Dre. And a slider just missed away, and Beebens-Dirks looking in a bit bothered.
All I know is I was waving my finger around like that one was going out. And all of a sudden it wasn't.
Now Dre will try to get him home, and swinging the bat very well of late. Here's the stretch and the 1-0. Fastball missed away. Perez, an 8-game hitting streak coming in tonight at 394 on the streak. He's up to 278 overall. 5 home runs, 23 knocked in. No score, first inning. Perez trying to give him the lead, the stretch. As Tejeda gets some lead, pitch to Dre is inside, 3-0.
And of course, Dre in pursuit of the one record that he doesn't have that he's within striking distance of, 57 home runs, 2 back of Chris Nowak. He knows Biebensdirks has got to throw a fastball to him right now for a strike. I wonder if he's going to swing for 3-0.
Set up right down the middle. Here's the pitch, and he takes, and it's just down and away, and Perez didn't even realize it was a ball. He stood there waiting, thinking it'd be a strike, and he heads to first on ball 4. And he didn't look like he was just there to let one go by. He was loading up and taking a look at it. With a 4-pitch walk.
Wow. It appears right now it's easier to fit a camel through the needle of the eye of a needle than throwing a strike right now, and that's going to be dangerous for Biebensdirks because you got the top slugger in the Atlantic League stepping up right now.
Talvin Nash in there. Neither pitcher happy in this first inning. 2 on with 1 out. And the righty deals, and a strike called. Nash electing to watch the first one. Hitting at 286, 11 homers. That's 3 ahead of the next closest. 21 driven in.
Well, he hasn't hit a homer since the last homestand. A bit of a drought for Talvin at the plate.
Biebensdirks steps off.
Yesterday, 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. His last out, a questionable call on a ground ball to third that, upon replay, he might have beaten out.
And now Biebensdirks steps off, and he wants to talk with his first-time pro catcher, Mike McDade. Lancaster with Charlie Cutler all beat up last night, and Chase Patterson struggling. So they put Casey Hobson in at first. They move McDade behind the plate. As Will said, a catcher in high school, but I'm sure it feels a little awkward to him.
It was a long time ago for a 27-year-old. You know, he's coming up on his 10-year reunion.
It's the 0-1, and a slider bends away.
Now that's the stuff that sports movies are made of. You go home for your high school reunion. Coach, they told me to catch. All right, let's go out back. I'll throw you some balls. And then he comes back, and he's good, and everybody's happy. And he gets the girl.
Of course,
that's my favorite part.
A 1-1. Swung on, hit high and deep down the line in left, but just a little early. As that ends up foul over the seats, it caroms off Arch Street. You can see it bounce up on the other side. 1-2 on Nash, who was just a smidge too soon.
Well, it's the perfect storm, Darryl. You got a small strike zone, an inexperienced catcher, and 2 runners on base. He needs to throw strikes. And if Talvin could just sit back for another split second, it's going to be a creek shot.
That hit something on Arch Street. It changed direction on the bounce. There's the 1-2, and that's up high, a fastball.
We'll see if he can psych himself back in again. It's very hard for a power hitter, once you hit one that far that goes just foul, to lock yourself back in and actually hit one fair the next time around, or even the current time around.
Apparently BP today was another missile display. Here's the pitch, and a breaking ball popped up and over toward the Revs dugout. Hobson from first, out of room, lands about halfway into the seats. Hobson and McDade both giving it a look. I think a fan took a glancing blow on that one, but seems to be fine.
I got that Cut 4 pulled up on Twitter, Darryl, the MLB Cut 4. Apparently, the Astros pranked one of their outfielders by parking his car on the field in Houston. Oh, we could do that here.
Yeah, there's a gate and everything. 2-2. Fastball just inside. Good take from Nash. Evans-Dirks trying to sneak one in. And a full count. Neither edge of the plate being given here in the first. And perhaps Nash in tune to that, taking the close one. He's second in the league in walks with 26. Tejeda at second, he doubled. Perez at first, he walked. Now the stretch and the 3-2 and a fastball and a way late strike 3 call. Nash was 3 steps to first base, and that's when he was rung up. He had flipped the bat aside. He yanked the helmet off and looked back like, really? That late? Looking at the replay, it looks pretty good, but the zone's been so small, and the fact that it was called so late. 2 down in the inning. Alfredo Marte, who hit an absolute bomb last night, will dig in with 2 outs. No score here in the first. Revs with 2 base runners. And the first pitch to Marte is over the inner half for a strike. Last night, his second home run. He's now hitting .323 in 7 games since signing. 2 homers, 2 doubles, 4 driven in. Revs with 3 long balls last night, all solo shots. 0-1, and a fastball down and in. That just missed.
Big part of this historic run for Revs is this just historic power output. 48 home runs in 42 games. At this ballpark, 31 in 22.
Now the stretch from Evans-Dirks, the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Marte chased one that was so far in it almost hit him in the legs. One thing that's going to be worth watching tonight, and Evans-Dirks is at a slow pace here early. And not to harp on McDade catching his first pro game, but where he sets up, is he going to have a tendency to be just off the plate and they don't get some of those close ones? It's the 1-2, swing and a miss, a changeup got him. And Evans-Dirks with back-to-back Ks to get out of the inning. No runs, 1 hit, 2 men left. We go to the second, no score here early.
Broadway transmission? I don't know how they do it.
We've been in business for 60 years at the same location.
I don't know how they do it.
It's our long-term nationwide warranties.
Oh, and don't forget our online appointment scheduling.
I still don't know how they do it.
They toted my van at no cost with my repair.
It's our ATRA certified technicians. Don't forget the good-looking genius in the office.
Come on, man. I know they helped me with financing. Still, with my bad credit, I don't know how they do it.
I did my research and felt comfortable that Broadway is a AAA approved specialty repair shop. I showed my AAA card and saved some hard-earned cash.
I was happy to get a $100 rebate in the mail after the job was done.
I sure don't know how they do it, but I do know they get it done, and they get it done right.
Broadway Transmission. We'll get your shift together and back on the road fast. Check us out on the web at BroadwayTrans.com or stop in and see how it's done.
Hey Revs fans, want to get in the game? You can throw out an honorary first pitch this season by bringing a group to People's Bank Park. Select groups who reserve tickets in the month of May will receive a first pitch courtesy of Bell Socialization Services with support from Adhesives Research. For information, call Reed Gunderson at 717-801-4498. Celebrating its 50th anniversary this year, Bell provides housing supports and living skills training to more than 1,400 people every year here in South Central PA through its mental health, intellectual disability, and homeless service programs. Bell Socialization Services, empowering lives every day.
All about local sports. Sports Radio 1350 WOIK.
Will, you're ringing again.
Yeah, I guess so. One of the coolest guitar riffs of all time.
Second inning here tonight from People's Bank Park, no score. Micah Owings wrapping up his between-inning warm-ups. The 5, 6, and 7 for the Barnstormers here. Bell, Halton, and McDade. And at Lancaster, a 2-out walk in the first. The Revs, a 1-out double and walk, but neither team scoring. Both teams' pitchers a little miffed at the size of the strike zone, or lack thereof. Start the second, and the switch hitting Josh Bell will lead things off, hitting at 266 with 4 home runs. 342 his last 20. And the pitch from Owings is beaten foul against his foot. It rolls out to Micah, but a foul right away at home plate.
Currently on a 5-game hitting streak where he's hitting 7 of 18 over the stretch with a couple of home runs. Facing a former major leaguer, and that's no trouble for Bell. He is a former major leaguer. His first 2 home runs in the major league came off of Cliff Lee back in 2010.
Pretty good name to have in the book.
Twice.
Pitch here is a strike called on the outside corner. 0-2. Bell with 17 driven in his last 20 games. 0-2 pitch and a foul back off the net.
They've been spoiling a lot of Owings' pitches over the first couple of innings. That long at bat that Witherspoon had, fighting and staying alive. That's going to ring up his pitch count way up.
26 right now. He deals, and that's up and in. Trying to get Bell to extend the zone, but he would not.
Yeah, Owings 23 pitches in that first inning. He went back-to-back full counts to both Gindel and Whitaker, walk and strikeout respectively, and then 7 pitches to Witherspoon in that first turn at bat.
1-2, and that misses low and in. Now Bell, who he was ahead of 0-2, now falls into an even count. Two balls, 2 strikes, leading off the inning. Owings 4 2/3 in relief last time, his season longest. And now the pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him. Fastball at 89, right down the heart, and he got Bell to swing through it. 1 away on his second strikeout of the night. We'll pause for station identification now here on Revolution Radio.
First in York, first in sports. Your only local sports station. The new Sports Radio 1350, WOYK, York, Pennsylvania.
One down, here is Sean Halton, who DHs for them tonight. And Owings with the delivery. Fastball called inside. Another one that was right there. Halton hitting at 290, 4 home runs in just 17 games played. A bit of a dangerous bat. Now the 1-0. And there's a swing and a miss. Good late run on that fastball from Micah.
Yeah, Halton began his season south of the border. He was with Reynosa in the Mexican League before coming up to Lancaster in time for that first War of the Roses series back on May 16th.
1-1 pitch, and there's a called strike. Castillo set up with that leg out to get low, and Owings peppering the bottom of the zone right there.
Well, if Castillo's baseball career comes to an end, he can always have a second life as a couch of some kind.
1-2, and a check. It just missed away. Owings started to walk off to the side, thinking he'd get that one. Get comfortable, folks. Settle in for the evening.
And with the skies so gray, it just had to happen this way, didn't it?
Man. So Micah out of the stretch. Here's the 2-2. And a slider, strike 3 called. He paints, and Halton watched. 3 straight strikeouts for Owings, who has 2 down in the inning. By the way, I want to say hi to Ben Grady, who's listening tonight. Ben is tuned in, got that note from his buddy Jay Smith. Ben is visually impaired but loves listening to our broadcast, so we appreciate that. Good to have you aboard as always. Here's Mike McDade, who takes a first pitch strike. Switch hitter bats left. 11-game hitting streak for him, hitting .364. It's up to .278 overall. There's the 0-1, and it misses high and away, a changeup.
He loves hitting righties, Darryl. .326 average against right-handed arms.
Got a new lens prescription a couple of weeks into the year, and that's when things took off for him again. Slightly open stance, the bat rested on his shoulder. Pitch from Owings is swung on and tapped foul behind the plate. And Micah ahead of him, 1-2.
McDade in such a foreign situation, catching for the first time in 10-odd years. This is the one thing he's got to convince himself is completely normal. That he's been doing this since high school and all throughout the time between when he was a catcher.
Owings with the pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out, blew him away upstairs. And Micah Owings strikes out the side in order. 4 straight Ks for him. And in this inning, it's 1-2-3. We go to the bottom of the second, still scoreless.
It's the angles, the ball skills, the corner kicks. It's knowing how to shield a defender off the ball. It's knowing how to make a wall pass. It's knowing how to curl the ball, how to chip it, how to trap it, how to launch it, how to finish it. It's soccer, and nobody knows that better than Flying Feet sports shoes. Flying Feet. Suit up for soccer at Flying Feet, where players new to the game find everything they need, and collegiate-level players find all that and more. Soccer shoes for men, women, and children from the names that know the game. Adidas, Diadora, Lotto, and Nike. Players choose Flying Feet to get the right shoe at the right price, plus a huge selection of soccer socks, soccer shorts, shin guards, and sports bags. Even referees get the nod at Flying Feet, where refs come for all their gear. Individual players, entire teams, if it's soccer, it's Flying Feet sports shoes, the sportswear specialty store without specialty store prices. Flying Feet. 1511 Mount Rose Avenue, just off exit 18 of I-83, next to Battery Warehouse.
Hi, this is Tom Dasher, president of Tom Dasher Investment Services. I specialize in retirement planning and strategies to meet individual personal goals. Whether you are looking for wealth accumulation or to maximize your retirement income. Oh, heck, this is sounding just like another commercial. Hey, listen, it's this simple. We use risk-free investment vehicles, whether you are looking to still build wealth accumulation or you want retirement income or a combination of both. It is all about getting your money parked in the place that will benefit you the most. If you want to do that, call me. My office number is 246-3879, or my mobile is 487-2096, or contact me at my new website at tomdasher.com.
For local sports on your smartphone, search WOIK at the App Store.
No score as we head to the bottom of the second tonight. Keith Castillo, Brian Pounds, and Josh Wilson for York. Castillo to start behind the dish tonight, facing one of his former Atlantic League teams. Batting at .284 as he digs in, couple of home runs. First pitch of the inning is high and away. 1 ball and no strikes. 6, 7, and 8 due up. Revs left 2 men on in the first. Biebens-Dirks striking out the 4 and 5 hitters. Righty deals and a smash foul past Paniagua in the coach's box at first. Got his attention, and there goes Bo sprinting out after it in shallow right.
Bo's got to stay in shape now. He's a tired old man of 35.
He'll love that.
Happy birthday.
Here's the 1-1. And a swing and a bouncer foul over by the Revs dugout. Yes, he does not bring much attention to it himself, but that is today.
That's our job.
Biebens-Dirks with the pitch. And a half swing. Castillo couldn't lay off. He got him to chase up high. And Lancaster's righty with his 3rd straight strikeout, 1 away. Our Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care home run contest tonight. Emily Carl will be our contestant. Good luck, Emily. If a Revs player goes yard, you win. prize pack from the Revs and Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care. Here's Brian Pounds. Comes in at 238 with 4 long balls. First pitch to him, a breaking ball. It hooks over for a called strike. Ebens-Dirks, a short outing in his last start. As he turns, lifts, fires, and a fastball a little low, in and out of McDade's glove. Went 4+ innings, 7 hits, 2 runs, no decision. The Barnstormers did beat Sugar Land 10-4. He left trailing 2-1. The wind, and the 1-1. Swung on and smashed down the line and left, but Pounds a little early on a frozen rope out over Arch Street Eats, and that's on the road. Revs are just a little early on this guy tonight. Now, he kept them off balance in the first meeting. Beat the Revs 2-1 on May 18th. 6 innings, 1 run, 3 hits. He deals, drops down, and he yanked it down and away, 2-2. No score here in the bottom of the second tonight. Ebens-Dirks, a slow step back, now steps in and pounds a swing and a tip foul behind home plate. Comes to a rest on the grass behind home. Ebens-Dirks, born in Oregon, now 31 years old. Went to the University of Portland, then the Mariners drafted him in the 16th round in 06. Pitch to Pounds, a swing and a miss. Got him on a slider, bending from one side of the plate to the other. And Micah Owings with 4 straight Ks currently. Ebens-Dirks has just matched him with his 4th straight. 2 down, and Josh Wilson coming up. Wilson, a home run last night, a night after his season-best 8-game hitting streak was snapped. Batting at .264 with now 4 home runs. Got a hanging curve and launched it to left. First pitch is swung on, hit high in the air in left center. This one fairly deep. Witherspoon and Whitaker are back, and Witherspoon on the track makes the catch. Deep in left center, maybe a step short of the wall padding, and Wilson just missed. Gave that thing a ride. Maybe a little too high, if anything. It's a 1-2-3 inning, and we go to the third. Still no score.
The more we help the ones in need, the more progress our community will make.
By focusing on quality education, income opportunities, and basic health care,
all of York County can have access to the building blocks of a good quality of life.
Together, we can load the bases for our community
and hit a home run.
Give generously to the 2016 United Way Community Fund.
Find out more and give now at unitedway-york.org.
Money and business are essential to the strength of a community. So is cheering and celebration and music and fun. That's why York Revolution games, concerts, youth sports, special events, and more happen at a place called People's Bank Park. People's Bank has been serving York County for more than 150 years. Always cheering, always celebrating, always committed to the things that make York County great. And to you having a great time at People's Bank Park. People's Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Ross Brothers Barbecue is serving up the hits every Saturday night this season at People's Bank Park. Stop by Arch Street Eats on the third base corner and load up on delicious, fresh-made local barbecue. All of Ross' sauces and sides are made from scratch daily. All meats are smoked for an authentic barbecue done right. Ross Brothers also offers drive-through, dine-in, and carry-out from the restaurant at 3096 Carlisle Road in Dover, as well as delivery and full-service catering. Ross Brothers can cater any sized event from fundraisers to graduation parties to weddings. Ross Brothers Barbecue every Saturday night at People's Bank Park.
Your teams all the time. York's only place for local sports. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Head of the third, no score. Micah Owings on a streak of 4 straight Ks. He will face Casey Hobson, who's the K-man tonight, to lead things off. And Owings from the stretch. First pitch to the lefty is down low.
Appropriate. He's got K in his name right now.
Made his Barnstormer debut last night. Reached on an error, pinch hitting in the 9th. 0 for 1 playing for his dad. He was released from AA New Hampshire with the Blue Jays last week. 1-0 pitch. He swings, went around. Couldn't lay off the low one. And it helped out Micah. It's a ball and a strike.
When they released him from New Hampshire, he was batting 163 with 3 home runs and 15 RBIs. 39 games he played for the Fisher Cats.
1-1. And that misses up and away. Owens trying to get him on a changeup. 2 balls, 1 strike. And now fires. And a swing and a miss. Went down and in on him. Hobson tried to back leg it. 2-2. A 5th straight K would give them breadsticks. Ray Jensen leading the charge.
We always tell it's Ray.
He deals, and he jammed him. Punched on the ground at third. In on it his pounds. He'll fire to first in time. Really jammed Hobson, who did not get much of it, right off the knuckles. Breadsticks will have to wait, but there's one away here in the third. We'll bring up Lance Zawadzki. On our WellSpan Sports Medicine injury report, Zawadzki just came back. This is his 5th game played. Had a strained oblique at the start of the year. Lancaster with Jeff Coburnis day-to-day with a hamstring injury, still active, but has not played in about a week as Owings delivers a strike.
And Dave Collins, the Barnstormer broadcaster, believes that Coburnis is on the verge of getting healthy enough to play again, so he'll probably be ready in time for the Barnstormers' next series.
Last night, Charlie Cutler going down with a strain, not to mention a hit by pitch. As a pitch just missed low. Revs with Repko back off of the DL as of yesterday, but today Tyrell Harris placed on the DL. A left shoulder injury suffered during a workout session. This is the 1-1, and that's just outside. I think Tyrell expected it to not be too long, but on the DL, which is a minimum of a week, and Mace was hinting that it might be like 14 days until he's ready. The 2-1, and a swing and a foul tip at the plate. That is your WellSpan Sports Medicine injury report.
Boy, someone is really upset that Harris has gone on the DL.
Yeah. Yeah.
I am too, buddy. He was a good setup man.
I know that fan who's upset. And this could last a while, knowing him.
Oh, boy.
Here's the 2-2. And a changeup missed up high. As Zawadzki works a full count, he's 2 for 14 at the plate in his first 4 games. Has hit a home run already. Long look in from Micah and set. There's the payoff pitch, swung on and fouled back. Matt Neal due to follow Owings on the mound tonight, and there's a group, a local chapter of BYU alumni that are here tonight. It's a perfect night for that. One of the skyboxes upstairs. Welcome them to the ballpark. Well, Owings again fires home, and that one missed down and away. Now, the first time through the order is only 2 base runners on 2 walks. A 1-out walk to Zawadzki here in the third. No score, and he'll face the top of the order for the second time as Witherspoon comes up. Witherspoon really hit one on the screws, but right at short to begin the game, a line out after a pretty long first at bat. Owings from the belt, fires home, and a slider breaks down and away. Only hit thus far. Tejeda's double in the first inning, but Revs had a one-out man in scoring position, and then Beebens Dirks got tough after he had walked Perez. There's the 1-0. And that's right over the plate for ball 2. That's got Micah muttering and snapping at the throwback. All about the 4-hour game tonight. Here's the 2-0. And a slider, and that just missed. And Micah's pointing like, was that outside? Where was that? And he's really fed up. And sitting back here watching this, it's awfully tough to blame him. 3-0, he'll turn and toss one over to first. Zawadzki, when he's healthy, can steal some bases. Here's the 3-0 to Witherspoon, and it's a called strike.
Now Travis Witherspoon's not happy.
Yeah. That was a 3-0 automatic, and that looked worse than the previous 2 balls away. 3-1. And Owings delivers and missed inside a slider and issues a second straight walk. Third walk total puts 2 men on with 1 out. And Kevin Aaron's coming up, Paul Fletcher coming out. And we'll talk with Micah here and also try to get him to forget the tiny strike zone, although I wonder if Fletch is going to wait and let Ratajski come out and have a few words himself. We'll see.
Well, while he's on the mound, we can take a look at your out-of-town scoreboard, brought to you by York Mitsubishi. Top of the 3rd inning from New Britain Bees, a 3-0 lead over Southern Maryland. Bottom of the 1st from Somerset, Patriots and Bridgeport scoreless. And the game that means a whole bunch in the Freedom Division. Top of the 3rd from Bethpage Ballpark. Long Island Ducks lead the Sugar Land Skeeters 1-0.
Thank you, Will. No words from Fletch. Both pitchers have been perturbed. No 2 on with 1 out for Kevin Aarons, who's got 6 straight hits with runners in scoring position. 11 RBIs his last 5 games. And Owings out of the stretch, comes home, and a foul back into the net. I'm sure the ball looks big to Aarons right now, and he was up there hacking on the first one that he saw. 1 off the league lead in RBIs now with 29 after 2 nights ago, briefly taking the lead by 1. 1 behind Jeremy Barfield. Owings a look back, the 0-1, and a fastball that just missed low. Now Matt Neal will head down to the pen. Owings at 57 pitches. That sterling relief outing 2 turns ago, he threw 46 pitches and then again missed his last turn through. Now ready. The 1-1, and a slider breaks down. Falls behind 2-1. His command pretty good the first 8 hitters, but behind these last 3. Pitch count has been higher than he'd like here these first 3 innings. Tiny zone has not helped with that. The 2-1 swung on, bounced foul down at the end of the Lancaster dugout. A lot of sliders from Owings. He likes that pitch. That's what Aaron's fouled right there. And a new set of baseballs delivered to home plate. 2-2. Very comfortable evening at the moment Here's the pitch from Owings, and it's down and away, snuck through Castillo, who tried to backhand it, only got a piece, and it rolls back on the wild pitch. Both runners move up, second and third, and now a full count on Ahrens. Following back-to-back walks, Owings trying to avoid another one, but also facing a hot hitter. Got him to fly to right back in the first. And the Revs would give up one run for an out. The infield is back. There's the stretch and the payoff pitch. Swung on and looped to center. Simmons back a step. He'll wait for it there. Catch is made. They'll tag from third. Throw comes into short. Zawadzki in to score. And the throw to short does keep Witherspoon at second base. A sac fly for Ahrens, and it's 1-0. And that's his 12th RBI the last 6 games and ties him for the league lead with 30. Now a chance to hold him to 1 run. The wild pitch does help set it up. It's the frustrating thing for Owings, among other things. And a chance to hold him to only 1 as Caleb Gindel stands in with 2 down. First pitch is down and away. Gindel a walk back in the first.
The Barnstormers have had trouble, Darryl, getting guys home from scoring position. About half the team is sitting under 200. Gindel not one of them. He's sitting 353 with scoring position and 2 outs. He's the man that, if you're Butch Hobson, you want at the plate in this very moment.
1-0 pitch. He swings and grounds a foul off the front of the York dugout. That's been their biggest issue. They've put up some good offensive numbers, but they have some guys that have really struggled in the scoring position situations and whatnot. Gindel, though, not one of them. 3rd in the league in hitting overall. Now Owings delivers, and a ground ball foul down the first base side again. Bounced down along the Revs bullpen seating. Now Owings ahead of him. No balls and 2 strikes. Trying to finish the 3rd. Matt Neal getting hot down in the Revs pen. And the 0-2. Swinging a foul tip in and out of Castillo's glove. Gindel just scraped it. Stays alive. Barnstormers a run without a hit. And a 1-0 lead here in the 3rd. 2 walks, a wild pitch, and a sac fly. Here's the stretch from Owings. Another 0-2. And a fastball missing up and in. Gindel, who's only listed at 5'7". Not a very tall strike zone to work to.
And if you consider the fact that most of the other guys have been working with 5'7" strike zones,
yeah.
Imagine how small this one is.
It's the 1-2. And he swings and fouls it off, third base side. And a fan in the front row of the End Luxury Suite makes that catch cleanly. Barehanded. T-Bone is up there harassing him. And T-Bone's the one waving to the crowd like he caught it. Pitch on the way, swinging a foul tip back into the netting. Nice crowd gathered tonight. And even though it's dark and gray and it looks a little threatening, we don't expect anything until later. And like we said, temperature is comfortable. Humidity is down. Owings trying to hold him to 1 run. He's ready. Comes home again. And a swing and a pop fly. Shallow center. Simmons froze. He'll now gallop in, and he's there in plenty of time. Makes the catch to end the inning. Lancaster a run without a hit. And they strand 1 runner. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. Barnstormers on top, 1-0.
Take it from me, guys. You want to make life happier? Your wife wants a nicer lawn. The kind of lawn you see on Home and Gardens and Martha Stewart. Here's a hint. You're not alone. Call your pals at Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care. They've got a way with lush lawns that the ladies like. And as you know, Happy wifey, happy hubby, winky face, Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care, world-class care right in your backyard. 717-292-9994.
Wednesdays are the worst. I've got to get the kids to school in time to get to work, then it's just one long day of meetings. But hey, at least I don't have to worry about making dinner.
Kids eat free with People's Bank. Save money at every Wednesday home game.
So now when the Revs are in town, I just pull into a People's Bank, pick up that week's coupon, and dinner is done. Revolution Wednesdays? Awesome. Revolution!
Thanks to People's Bank, kids eat free at every Wednesday home game. No need to be a People's Bank customer. Just pick up your coupon at any People's Bank branch and do dinner at People's Bank Park. One coupon per child per game.
This is the Dan Patrick Show.
I just like to say that y'all rock, man.
You can be bad, and as long as you're in on it, like you're sort of in on the joke in Philadelphia. Yeah, we're so bad, but hey, you get Ben Simmons, then maybe it's worth it. What if you don't get Ben Simmons? What if you have the 4th pick? What if you get the 3rd pick? What if you missed out on Ingram from Duke? You wanted to be bad to get good. You got bad and are still bad.
Dan Patrick.
Mornings at 9 on Sports Radio 1350 WOIK. York Sports on your mobile device or online at WOIK1350.com.
Revs trail 1-0 as we head to the bottom of the 3rd. James Simmons to lead things off. Homered onto the lawn in right center last night, the 99th of his pro career. And he'll lead off the inning. First pitch from Beebens-Dirks, a breaking ball that hooks away. 3rd home run this year. He's hitting a .229, 14 RBIs total. He had 45 Atlantic League home runs going into last night, now 46. Pitch is a breaking ball. He tried to check. It's a called strike anyway. And a 1-1 count. Top of the order, and Repko Tejeda also due. Beebens-Dirks turns, kicks, delivers, dropped down, and Simmons swings and misses on a sinker. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Beebens-Dirks has been at AAA with the Mariners, Cubs, Nationals, Blue Jays. Never did get the call to the majors, though. Also the Rockies at AAA. Now winds and delivers. And a slider hooks way out. They appeal to first, and Simmons did hold 58 and 48 with an ERA of .404 in his minor league career. And he's been a stud in winter ball in Venezuela. 18 and 15 with a .271 career ERA in the winter leagues. Pitch to Simmons is down low. Beebens-Dirks spinning upon his finish as he maybe landed a little off there. 3-2. 50 winter league starts, 56 appearances. So year after year he heads there and has been a standout in that environment. A little bit of time in the Dominican, a lot of time in Venezuela. The wind and the pitch, and he drops down slightly again. Simmons fouls this fastball back. Got up there at 88. And a good at bat to lead off the inning. '11th pro season for the righty. He winds and comes home. And a swing and a tapper down toward third, but foul. Again, he tried the slightly lower arm angle on Simmons.
Beebens-Dirks, Oregon native, but he calls Meridian, Idaho his home right now. A rare, not just baseball player, but a rare person from Idaho.
The wind up, another 3-2, and a swing and a dribbler foul over toward the Lancaster dugout again. And Simmons having a nice battle. Long look in, and he'll step off. Still have that softball circle in front of the pitcher's mound. And the grass cut in circular patterns by Joe Morgan. Pitch to Simmons is hit in the air in shallow center. Witherspoon sprinting in, and he's got it. Makes a running catch, finishing in a slide in shallow left center. Simmons hit it off the end of the bat. And Witherspoon, who had him played fairly deep toward right center, like where he homered last night, had to cover some serious ground. He lost his hat on the way, ran it down, and finished in a slide for the first out. Back to the top of the order, and Jason Repko rounded out to third base on a broken bat in the first inning. Beavens Dirks with the pitch, and it's a fastball over for a strike. Repko kind enough to be Will's pregame guest tonight. Got back in the lineup from injury last night. Here's the 0-1. And a slider misses down low.
Yep, and he did spend that time with Boston, 5 games for the Red Sox back in 2012 before injuring his shoulder, crashing into the Green Monster. So just one of many injuries for Repko, and perhaps some flashbacks with that big wall and left for us.
Pitch here is trickled foul over toward the third base dugout. 1-2.
He was primarily a Dodger when he was in the major leagues. The opening day starter in Chavez Ravine back in 2006 with Kenny Lofton being down with injuries, and apparently Lofton passed on more than just the talent at center field to Repko, because Repko's had the injury bug all throughout his career.
Unfortunately, that's been the one thing to hold him back. There's the wind, the 1-2, and it missed outside, a fastball. Revs trailing 1-0 here in the third, despite owning the game's only hit.
It's a long time ago now, that Tejeda double off the top of the Nemesis. Maybe even over the top.
Now a 2-2 to Repko, and that missed outside, so he's having a good patient at bat. Full count.
We will not stop our conversation. The people need to know what's happening.
Now the payoff offering, and it's down low. Repko a walk. Second walk issued by Beavens Dirks, who's got his first base runner on since the first inning. He'd retired 6 straight. Came in 2-3 with a 4.47 ERA. Making his 9th start tonight. Only 13 walks and 8 starts coming in. Here's Isaias Tejeda. He's got the only hit of the game, that double high off the arch nemesis in left in the first inning. Revs down a run here in the third, 1-0. Pitch to Tejeda, a curveball that hovers up there for a called strike. Slow pace for Beavens Dirks as well. Maybe some of that working with the first-time pro catcher. By the way, the only run the Revs scored off of him on May 18th, the Joel Guzman home run, and he is not in the lineup tonight. Now the stretch. A long hold. Couple of looks over his shoulder and now steps off. Repko 2 for 3 in stolen base attempts. The Revs last night, their first game of the year in which they had 2 steals. Let's see if they try to run on McDade sooner rather than later. Last night, Marte and Tejeda had them. Pitch to Tejeda is down and away. And a 1-1 count. 47 pitches for Beavens Dirks. Would you say Owings had 69?
69 through 3, yep. And hence we played an hour of baseball. Even more than that, we're still in the bottom of the third.
With 1 hit. 1-1. Breaking ball, line drive. Here's hit number 2. Down the line and left. Repko to third. They'll hold him there. Whitaker got it back in quickly. It's another double for Tejeda. On a bolt down the left field line over the leaping third baseman, Josh Bell. Tejeda 2 for 2 with a pair of doubles. It's second and third with 1 out.
Well, you can't say much more about this guy, Tejeda. 13th multi-hit game since the beginning of May. Half of them of the 3-hit variety. He's 1 away from that, and we're only in the 3rd inning.
Now here's Andres Perez, who walked in the first. Revs trail 1-0, but a chance to change that.
That ties a team season high with his second double by Tejeda. Matches Josh Wilson, who did it against Somerset back on the 28th of May.
Revs with the only 2 hits of the night. Tejeda's got both. Infield back for Lancaster. And the first pitch to Perez is an outside strike call. A ground ball would tie it up. Base hit could do even better than that. Perez, the 8-game hitting streak entering play this evening. Biebens-Dirks the stretch. And the 0-1 fastball, that just missed. Down and in perhaps. The Revs had first and second with 1 out in the first. Biebens-Dirks struck out the next 2. They have second and third with 1 out here in the 3rd inning. A little taller task for the righty to escape as Dre asks for time. Outfield has him played slightly to pull. And a long look in, and Dre asks for time and backs out.
It's like a staring contest between hitter and pitcher and umpire and us.
Now ready. Here's the 1-1. And a swing and a miss. He chased down low. When it's this slow of a pace, sometimes you see a pitch that looks a little good, and you want to jump out at it. Biebens-Dirks on that last step off, he was looking frustrated that he couldn't get together quicker with his catcher. And I'm sure first time catching at this level, all of the signs with a runner at second will really slow things down. It's a little bit foreign to him. Now they're in agreement. The 1-2, and a swing and a miss. Took a little something off and got Dre swinging. And that is the 5th strikeout of the night for Biebens-Dirks. 3 of those have come with 2 men on base. And here's Talvin Nash, who was his first strikeout victim back in the 1st inning. Revs trailing 1-0, and almost such a slow, lethargic pace that there's just no rhythm to it. It almost feels tougher to get in there and get one big hit when you need it. The stretch and the first offering. And a slider breaks down low. Repko at third, he walked. Tejeda at second, he doubled.
With the pace of the game and the weather, it just feels like everybody's playing on Clareton.
There's the 1-0 to Nash, and a called strike on the outer black. 1-1. It's a 1-0 game, and the first 3 innings have taken an hour and 11 minutes. Now ready. And the pitch to Nash. A slider in the dirt and smothered by McDade. That'll keep Repko at third base. actually an hour and 9 minutes. How dare I extend this any further than it's been?
Seriously.
It doesn't need any help. A slow walk back up the mound. Beebens-Dirks trying to find it himself here. Now on the rubber, looking in. And ready to go. The stretch. Here's the 2-1. And a breaking ball. That hovered across for a called strike. Started right at Nash. Maybe the best hook that he's thrown tonight. 2-2. Now, you'd expect him to throw it off the plate away here, but Nash kind of got caught looking for one of those last night. And a fastball got snuck right by him. They do set up away, the 2-2, and he swings and misses. Looked like a changeup down, and a clean grab by McDade. Might have been in the dirt, but caught it cleanly. 6th strikeout through 3 innings for Beebens-Dirks, 4 of those with 2 men on base. First inning and 3rd inning. No runs, 1 hit, 2 left. Will DeBoer with the call as we head to the 4th. Revs trail the Barnstormers 1-0.
Smith, Mayer & Little is a holistic wealth management group with one product, advice. We aim to simplify our clients' lives, help them retire comfortably, and build lasting legacies for their families and the causes they care about. Our purpose is simple, to make a meaningful difference in the lives of our clients, our community, and the world in which we live with the advice we provide. Smith, Mayer & Little, a wealth of knowledge about wealth. We make our living by making a difference. Visit us at financialjava.com.
Janney Montgomery Scott LLC, member NYSE, FINRA, and SIPC.
How does it feel to win $100,000 home makeover from the Pennsylvania Lottery with top prizes of $100,000? It's amazing! Because the instant you play could be the instant you win. And even if you don't win instantly, you can enter the second chance drawings online at palottery.com for a chance to win a $100,000 home makeover or one of 1,000 other prizes. The Pennsylvania Lottery. Keep on scratching. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
Eric Hosmer's got nothing on this. Mad Dash Grilled Cheese is comfort food at its finest. Mad Dash is Central PA's favorite artisan grilled cheese truck, bringing you creative concoctions with the freshest and most flavorful ingredients. Available for food truck festivals, weddings, corporate, and private caterings. Find Mad Dash this year along the third base line at Peoples Bank Park for all York Revolution home games. Call 717-574-5168 or visit online at mad-grilledcheese.com. Mad Dash Artisan Grilled Cheese. Welcome home.
First in York, first in sports. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Top of the 4th from downtown York. We have a lot of promotions here at Peoples Bank Park. Tonight apparently is Turtle Night. It's 1-0 Barnstormers in the top of the 4th inning. The first 3 innings have taken an hour and 13 minutes, and there is 1 run and 2 hits combined. Matt Neal now on for the Revolution, and there's a bouncing ball past a diving Pounds into left for a base hit. It's the first hit of the game for the Lancaster Barnstormers. It comes from Josh Whitaker, and he is on with that base hit. Matt Neal relieving Micah Owings, who did not give up a hit in his 3 innings of work, but he walked 3 and struck out 4. Hence 69 pitches in the first 3 innings. He was wiped. And now the Barnstormers will have their look at Matt Neal. And the first pitch from the stretch. Matt misses outside with a fastball for ball 1. Neal, primarily a starter for the Revolution, making his first appearance out of the pen this season. In his 6 starts, 1-0 with a 5.40 ERA, coming off of a rough outing against Somerset on Saturday. And there's a fly ball, shallow center field. Oncoming is Simmons. Pulls him to more left field. He makes the catch, and it's 1 away. That was Sunday against Somerset when Neal last pitched, and he allowed 3 runs, 2 of them earned in 2 2/3 innings. Got a no decision because the Revs just keep scoring runs whenever Matt Neal pitches. Just 1 decision for the big fella. But the Revs are 6-0 in games he starts. First pitch to Sean Halton, catches the outside, black for strike 1. So by that metric, perhaps lucky 7 for the Revolution if they can come back and overcome this 1-0 deficit in the top of the 4th. Halton today, a looking strikeout. That was in the midst of Owings' 4 straight between the first and the second. Here's the 0-1, drilled deep center field, going back on Simmons, back to the track, and he makes the catch about 10 feet shy of the 405-foot wall in center field. Halton hitting it on the screws, but right to one of the top range center fielders in the Atlantic League, and that's 2 away in the top of the 4th. So now Mike McDade, the emergency catcher du jour. He has a swinging strikeout on his mark today, and he grounds one sharply over to second, picked by Perez, who throws it over to first base. Nash makes the catch, and the side is retired. So a first pitch single goes nowhere as Neal needs just 5 more pitches to retire the next 3. For the Barnstormers, no runs on, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on. Middle of the 4th, your score, Lancaster 1, York nothing on the WOYK Revs Radio Network.
Hey sports fans, great news! You can now listen to Sports Radio 1350 anywhere with the new WOYK mobile apps. Stuck in line at the dry cleaners? No problem. Hung up in Helsinki? Say hi to our Finnish friends for us. Wherever you are, WOYK is with you on the brand new mobile apps. York's only local sports station just went mobile and global. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports. Come and celebrate 10 years of York Revolution baseball with the Celebrate York Series presented by Memorial Hospital. The series honors significant contributions from York, Pennsylvania's most notable events and favorite citizens with giveaways every Friday night home game. The series continues on Friday, June 17th with a Bruce Arians Gnome giveaway. Visit YorkRevolution.com for more details. It's the Celebrate York Series, proudly presented by Memorial Hospital for the York Revolution's 10th anniversary season.
Come on! Colin Cowherd.
Draymond Green, in my opinion, will not end his career as a Warrior. He will wear people out. When you're winning, the egos are fine. What if OKC knocks him out? How hard is Draymond Green to deal with then? They had guys that talked a lot and had egos. Notice how they started wearing each other out when a few losses piled up?
This is The Herd with Colin Cowherd.
Weekdays at 3 on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. Your county, your teams. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
We head to the last of the 4th inning. Revs trying to make up a 1-0 deficit. They'll send the 5, 6, and 7 hitters up to face Austin Beavens-Dirks, Marte, Castillo, and Pounds. And first is Alfredo Marte, a swinging strikeout victim with 2 men on and 2 out in the first inning. He's not been the only one. Beavens-Dirks has sat down 6 by way of the K. And his first pitch is a fastball just below the knees for ball 1. Apparently. Well, the reason this game has crawled along at a snail's pace is partially because of the tiny little strike zone, and there's a chopping ground ball. Nice pick by Bell. Spinorama, throw to first, right on the money. Nice play by Josh Bell to rob Marte of a base hit, and that's 1 away in the bottom of the 4th. Barnstormers 1 run on 1 hit. It came in the top of this inning. Revs no runs on 2 hits. And now it's Keith Castillo who struck out to begin the 2nd inning. Quite merciful, really. Matt Neal needing only 6 pitches to get through the top of the 4th. Beavens-Dirks the first pitch rides inside, and that's ball one. Castillo has seen much more regular playing time over the last week. He was the DH for much of the Bridgeport series. Now the 1-0 pitch swung on, fouled back to the screen, off of the end of the bat. 1 ball and 1 strike. In his last 10, Castillo batting .273. One of his home runs on the year, and 4 RBIs. Beavens-Dirks into the line, the 1-1 pitch. That's in the dirt, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Castillo, formerly with the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs and with these Lancaster Barnstormers and the Long Island Ducks. So he has now played for officially half of the active franchises in the Atlantic League. And he takes inside in a breaking ball. It's 3 balls and 1 strike. Well traveled around the Northeast corridor. After beginning his career in the Tampa Bay Rays system, he was drafted and assigned to Bowling Green in the Midwest League in 2011. 3-1 pitch, drilled deep right field. If it stays fair, it's trouble, but it will hook foul about 10 feet, roll up towards the picnic area, protected by those big yellow tents. And Castillo will have to stand in again, recalibrate his thinking, and try a repeat, just straightened out a bit more. Have to summon the power of his big bushy beard. Here's the kick and the payoff pitch. Inside, ball 4. Castillo on with a 1-out walk. Another base runner for the Revolution, who have had men aboard in 3 of the 4 innings today. 3rd walk issued by Austin Beavens-Dirks. Now he'll have Brian Pounds in his sights. Poundsy, a swinging strikeout in the 2nd inning. He was the last of 4 strikeouts in a row for Beavens-Dirks. Austin sets up from about the center of the rubber. From the stretch, the first pitch. And there's an off-speed. No, that was fastball, actually, and it was belt high for strike 1. Well, for Pounds, most of it has been here this year. 9 doubles, 4 home runs, 22 RBIs. But the average is down and the strikeouts are up. He's 5th in the league with 43 punch-outs and batting just .238. As Castillo is chased back into the bag. His first 2 seasons in the Atlantic League, Poundsy good for a .283 average and a .272 average. So historically he's better than this, but he's going to have a long climb to get up there again. Swings and loops one over the second baseman's hit. It drops into center for a base hit. Castillo goes to second. It's a 1-out single for Brian Pounds. And the Revs set the table once again. They had 2 men on with 1 out in the 1st and 3rd innings, but fell victim to the K squad of Beavens-Dirks. He struck out Nash and Marte to end the 1st, and then Perez and Nash to end the 3rd. But now Butch Hobson will come out and have a talk with young Mr. Beavens-Dirks. Nobody warming up in the Lancaster pen. This perhaps to buy some time. Beavens-Dirks 31 years old. He turned 31 back on April 29th. And they will talk strategy on how to face the former major leaguer Josh Wilson, who flew out to center his first time up. Revs down 1-0 for the moment. They have got Castillo on second and Pounds on first with 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Out hitting the Barnstormers 3-1 and trying to break the ice in the runs column. Day after National Donut Day, they want to stop putting donuts on the board. Beavens-Dirks is ready, sets at the chest, takes a look at Castillo on second. The first pitch, breaking ball, catches outer black for called strike 1. Wilson putting together a fine last week and a half. He is 11 for 36 over his last 9 games. That's a .309 average. Had the walk-off hit in the bottom of the 13th for the Revs. They finished up a 6-1 homestand with a win over Somerset on Memorial Day. And Biebensderk steps off. Steele will make his turn back to second and go to about the same spot. The interpretive dance of the man on second. It's a tale that's been told many, many times throughout the history of baseball, and we're just witnessing the next chapter. Wilson with a very simple batting stance. Textbook, straight up, not much bat movement. The pitch tapped foul, and it trickles towards the third base dugout and right into the awaiting left arm of Butch Hobson. Butch struck ill upon the Barnstormers' trip to Somerset about 3 weeks ago. Back managing his first full series since recovery, and we certainly hope that he sticks around for quite a long time. McDade will come out and have a conversation with Biebensderks. As Ben Stein from Ferris Bueller joins us on the video board here. Very deliberate pace of a game, and that's a nice way to say it. 0-2 is the count to Josh Wilson. He's got 2 men on with 1 out. Biebensderk checks the runners. Now the 0-2 pitch. Golfed foul. Over towards the first base bleachers. It bounces up a few rows, and it'll go home with a fan from West York. Well, Wilson stays alive, and he'll face another 0-2 pitch. Revs down 1-0 in the bottom of the 4th. Wind is blowing slightly from right to left. If Wilson gets it up there, he'll have an assist, so long as it doesn't push it foul. Biebensderk's ready. The kick and another 0-2. Way outside. Nice slide by McDade to keep that one from going to the backstop. And the count goes to 1-2 strikes. McDade not catching a bad game for someone who hasn't caught in the better part of a decade. No wild pitches yet, no passed balls. He's pitching a shutout the same way Biebensderk's is. Now Austin's ready. Castillo inching further off of second base. Couple of checks from the pitcher. Now the 1-2 pitch. Fouled back to the screen. Jammed him inside, and Wilson plays spoiler again. Count stays at 1-2. They're entering the twilight phase here at Peoples Bank Park. A dull, pale blue in the sky. The clouds blocking the sun for much of the day. Apparently, the Revs offense has been similarly solar powered, at least with men on base. Not much to speak of. 1-2 pitch. High fly ball deep to left field, but playable. Whitaker circles around, makes the catch just in front of the Powerball sign on the arch nemesis. Runners hold as the throw comes in to third base, and that's 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Revs threatening once again, but on the verge of coming away empty-handed. It'll be on the square shoulders of James Simmons to keep the rally going here in the bottom of the 4th, with Lancaster up 1-0 in this 6th game overall of the War of the Roses presented by PNC Bank. Revs trailing the season series 3-2. A win would draw them even and put them 5 games clear of Lancaster in the standings. First pitch to Simmons. Rides inside on a fastball. It's 1-0. Simmons, a line drive to left center field his first time up, but Witherspoon running it down, making a pretty nice sliding catch to save the bases. He bats with 2 on and 2 out now. The 1-0 pitch, and that's inner black for strike 1. 89 miles an hour from Biebensderks, and the count goes even. Simmons with that deep home run to right center in the bottom of the 8th yesterday. Gives him 99 for his professional career. Beebens-Dirks the 1-1. Swung on and missed for strike 2. He was going for 100 right there. Chases a slider in the dirt. And now the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Castillo on second. On first, Pounds. 2 down. 1-2 pitch coming in the bottom of the fourth with the Revs trying to make up a 1-0 deficit to the Barnstormers. Now the 1-2 pitch, swung on and missed for strike 3. Got him chasing in the dirt once again, and that will retire the side. Austin Beebens-Dirks, a big top night for the big name fella. He has stranded 6 men on base combined between the first, third, and fourth innings. For the Revs, no runs on 1 hit and no errors. 2 left on. At the end of the fourth, your score, Lancaster 1, York 0 on the WOYK Revs Radio Network.
You hear a lot about CPAP masks these days, but here's something you don't hear much about. Over half of the people who wear a CPAP mask for sleep stop wearing it within a year. How's that working for you? Dr. Gordon Bell would like you to hear this. York Dental Sleep Therapy has dental options that can help many of those people. If you or someone you live with is struggling with sleep apnea, visit yorksleep.com and see how Dr. Gordon Bell can help return your home to peaceful nights of deep, restful sleep. If you're groggy during the workday, if you wake up feeling exhausted, if you would like to get your nighttime sleep patterns back to a healthy state, get a confirmation from your doctor, then meet with Dr. Bell at his office on West Market Street in Hallam. He'll evaluate your symptoms and discuss which treatments would best suit your situation. Dr. Bell can restore restful sleep and get you feeling better day and night. York Dental Sleep Therapy. Call 316-1299 or visit yorksleep.com to learn more.
Payne doesn't take Sunday off. Neither do we. We're open weekdays 8 to 8 and weekends 9 to 6. Just walk into WellSpan Urgent Orthopedics, 2319 South George Street in York, across from the Apple Hill Health Campus. Visit wellspan.org/urgent orthopedics today.
Follow York Sports on your Android. Search Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
1-0 Lancaster as we head to the top of the 5th inning. Let's pause 10 seconds for station ID on the WOYK Revs Radio Network.
First in York, first in sports. Your only local sports station. The new Sports Radio 1350, WOYK, York, Pennsylvania.
Will DeBoer with you on a Saturday night from South Central PA. Barnstormers up 1-0. They will send Hobson, Zawadzki, and Witherspoon to face Matt Neal in the top of the 5th. First is K.C. Hobson, son of Butch. 0 for 1 today with a ground out to third. And he's your K man, so we'll expect Ray to come in with the breadstick chance momentarily. Neal's first pitch, and it's ground ball over to first. Nash has it. Waddles over to first, steps on the bag. 1 pitch, 1 out. No breadsticks, but efficiency for Matt Neal as we begin the top of the 5th. Matt Neal, BYU graduate. He is pitching in front of a partisan crowd tonight. It is BYU alumni night. Mrs. Neal, the chapter president in this central Pennsylvania region. They've got a luxury suite up there, and they're watching a fellow Cougar on the mound today. Lance Zawadzki takes all the way. That's a strike right down George Street, 0-1. Zawadzki, a walk and the only run of the game thus far. He is the difference today. The 0-1 from Matt. Tapped foul. This one trickles to the backstop, and the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Neal, Mesa, Arizona. That's where he comes from, so fairly close to Provo. 0-2 pitch comes way inside, and he plunks Zawadzki in the right thigh. Lance is on second time today. Another sort of free pass, but he paid for that one with his flesh. So that flips the order, and Travis Witherspoon will come up next. 0 for 1 today with a walk in the third. Hit one right on the screws to lead off the game. Line shot that Josh Wilson snagged out of the air with relative ease. Neal from the stretch floats a strike on the outside corner. 0-1. Very nice arcing movement on that ball. Like the rise of a right hand as you're freestyle swimming, and Neal knows about that. He was a swimmer at BYU and a star at Westwood High School. Here's the 0-1. Breaking ball, that's at the knees, a called strike 2. Neal getting some hang time on those last couple of balls. And he's ahead in the count 0-2 to Travis Witherspoon with the Barnstormers up 1-0, trying to add to it in the top of the fifth. Matt the 0-2. That one's in the dirt. Witherspoon holds up on it, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Short lead from Zawadzki off of first base. Neal taking a long time to get the sign from Castillo, but now he's ready. Setting up from the middle of the rubber. Pays no mind to the runner. The 1-2 pitch fouled away. That one down the first base side into the crowd, where it will become a souvenir for a fan from Lewisberry. So Witherspoon plays spoiler. He'll try to do it again. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 out in the top of the fifth. Zawadzki on first. Neal, the rock and the roll. Fastball set up outside, doesn't get the call, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Castillo set up out, and he had to reach the mitt across his body. Usually a sign to the umpire that that one did not make its mark. Now the 2-2 pitch. There goes Zawadzki. The ball is in the dirt. It squirts away from Castillo, so a stolen base for Lance Zawadzki. Would have gone up anyway. It would have gone as a wild pitch, but for Lance, that is stolen base number 1 for him this season. The 46th for the Lancaster Barnstormers. Lancaster's second in the league in swiped bags, only the Somerset Patriots with more at 62. So Neal has pushed the count full after getting ahead 0-2 on Witherspoon. Comes back with a payoff pitch. Left it outside, ball 4. Neal lets him off the hook. He's grimacing. Whether that's over the call or whether that's over himself, I don't know. But in any case, the Barnstormers have set the table, and the meat of the order is coming up. First, a man who in his last 7 plate appearances with men in scoring position has come through every time. It's Kevin Ahrens. 6 for 6 plus the sac fly back in the third. That brought home heretofore the only run of the contest. He will bat now. Same situation. First and second with 1 out. He takes up and in for ball 1. He only got that sac fly chance because Micah Owings threw a wild pitch during his turn at the dish. And with that last pitch, that'll prompt a visit from Paul Fletcher. Neal has been seriously cutting his teeth over his past few outings. Didn't make it out of the third, the last 2 starts that he's made, and now he's in danger of letting this game get away from the Revs when they find themselves down just 1-0 in the top of the fifth. With this visit, let's take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by York Mitsubishi. Big game in Long Island. Ducks 5-2 leaders over Sugar Land in the bottom of the 5th inning. Revs, if they come back and win this, and if the result from Bethpage Ballpark holds, York will go 4 games clear of first place in the Freedom Division. Other games going on right now. New Britain up 4-1 over Southern Maryland in Connecticut in the top of the 6th inning. And the bottom of the 4th from Bridgewater, New Jersey. Somerset down 1-0 to Bridgeport. 1-0 count coming to Kevin Ahrens. He's lifted into the air each of his first 2 times up. And time called with Neal just going into his windup, and that just ruins the flow of the game even further. It's like this game was designed as one of those swimming in place pools, but the water is not flowing, so you end up hitting your head at the end of the pool. 1-0, jammed him, and it's fouled back to the screen. 1 ball and 1 strike to Kevin Ahrens. Ahrens, a Houston, Texas man. Drafted by the Blue Jays in the first round back in 2007. Got as high as Double-A ball with them, New Hampshire in the Eastern League, before going to the Atlanta organization for the past 2 campaigns. Here's the kick in the 1-1. Fastball, outside corner, called strike 2. Ahrens' gap potential. He's got 8 doubles this year to go along with the triple and 4 home runs. Outfield playing straight up, infield doing the same. Neal could sure use a ground ball here. 1-2 pitch. Fastball, got him looking. Called strike on the outside corner. Ahrens has a few choice words for our home plate umpire, Dane Rataski. And for the first time in 8 plate appearances, Kevin Ahrens goes back empty-handed with men still in scoring position. A massive strikeout for Matt Neal. Now all he needs is 1 out to get through this top of the 5th. But it'll come against one of the clutch hitters for the Barnstormers and Caleb Gindel. First pitch and a breaking ball that crosses right down George for strike 1. Well, Neal's in a spotlight situation right now, just like the Stage Deli. He's got the spotlight on outstanding soup, salads, and sandwiches. For daily specials, including catering options, you can Facebook search for Stage Deli on George or visit them in person on North George Street next to the Strand Capitol Theater. 0-1 is lifted into left center field. That'll drop for a base hit. Repko cuts it off. Getting the green light is Zawadski. A throw coming in. We'll go to second base. Zawadski scores. Witherspoon over to third. And on at first with a 2-out RBI single is Caleb Gindel, who comes through again. It is 2-0 Lancaster. So Caleb Gindel. 2-out men in scoring position situations. It's his bread and butter. Josh Whitaker up next. He's 1 for 2. First pitch to him is floated just above the letters for ball 1. Barnstormers now up 2-0. And Neal not out of the woods just yet. He's got Witherspoon on third, Gindel on first with 2 down here in the top of the 5th. The 1-0 floats it above the letters again, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Well, Whitaker is one of the many black holes in the Lancaster order when it comes to hitting with men in scoring position. Just 190 overall, 067 with 2 outs. 2-0 pitch, and he golfs 1 foul out of play over to the first base concourse. And it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Whitaker examines his lumber, steps back in, taps the plate once. With shiny white maitre d' batting gloves. Neal, the 2-1 pitch. Fastball, he tried the outside corner and missed, and now it's 3 balls and 1 strike. Michael Click is warming in the York pen should Neal need some help getting through this 5th inning. And the 3-1 pitch, runner goes. It is a strike. The throw from Castillo is not in time. So Caleb Gindel steals second base. Kind of surprised to see that, frankly. I thought that DJ Boston, the third base coach, was cooking up the old Little League double steal. Tricked the catcher into throwing to second, and The man on third waltzes home, but no, it was a straight steal by Gindel. And a payoff pitch coming. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Second and third. And Whitaker calls time. Steps back in. Pitch of the game coming right here from Matt Neal to Josh Whitaker. Neal sets the chest. Here's the kick, the payoff pitch. It's in there, strike 3 call. Got him with a breaking ball, chest high, and that will retire the side. So Neal comes on some choppy waters and escapes with most of his limbs, but the Barnstormers do add some insurance on the Caleb Gindel single. For the Barnstormers, 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, 2 left on. Middle of the 5th, your score, Lancaster 2, York nothing on the WOYK Revs Radio Network.
Providing quality services efficiently and in a timely manner to its clients is the mission of the law firm of Griffith, Strickler, Lerman, Salamis & Calkins. GSLSC is equipped to handle any real estate transactions, leases, residential and commercial real estate settlements, zoning issues, and all matters involving municipalities. They are also experienced in the formation and operation of family real estate ventures that are tax sensitive to the needs of the investors. Griffith, Strickler, Lerman, Salamis & Calkins is an approved title insurance agency and can provide you with title insurance and legal representation at one low cost when buying a home or investment property. Don't risk any real estate settlement without an experienced real estate attorney from the law firm of Griffith, Strickler, Lerman, Salamis & Calkins at your side. Phone 717-757-7602. They've been handling residential and commercial real estate matters in South Central Pennsylvania for more than 50 years. With mortgage interest rates at an all-time low, now is the time to buy or refinance. Phone 717-757-7602 today or visit their website, gslsc.com.
Get into the ball game with great savings and great weekly specials at your Sure Save neighborhood markets. Use your gold card every time you shop and you automatically receive savings and rewards. And get incredible deals on the new Best Yet brand products at Saubel's Markets, Wetzel's Market, and also at Nell's Market Fresh Foods. Always a hit and always great savings.
There's only one place for local high school sports. Sports Radio 1350.
We're into the last of the 5th inning. Revs down 2-0, sending the top of the order to the plate against Austin Beebens-Dirks. It's Repko, Tejeda, and Perez. And first is Jason Repko, 0 for 1 with a walk today. And the first pitch from Beebens-Dirks is drill, but foul, just over somebody's head on the third base dugout side. And it's a good thing that guy is not 7 foot tall. Otherwise, we got a decapitation here at Peoples Bank Park. So Repko will stand back in and face an 0-1 pitch from Beebens-Dirks, who has labored to the tune of 77, now 78 pitches through his first 4 complete innings. Pitch number 79 is swung on and missed for strike 2. A breaking ball. The Repko goes all helicopter on. If you missed the pregame interview with Jason Repko, we've just retweeted about it. Visit the WOYK Twitter page. That's at WOYK1350. And give us a follow if you feel like it or if you're of that inclination on the Twitter. Repko calls time and steps back in. One of the older players in the regular Revs lineup. Here comes the 0-2 pitch, left high and outside for ball 1. Jason, 35 years old, a native of East Chicago, Indiana, and that it's right where you expect it to be in Indiana, east of Chicago. Now he calls Kennewick, Washington his full-time home. 1-2 pitch, a little tapper over to third base. Another potential spinorama by Bell, and he makes the play. Well, Josh Bell's the human Hoover over at third base tonight. Couple of spinoramas. He's robbed Repko at least a couple of times. And that's 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th with Lancaster leading 2-0. The War of the Roses presented by PNC Bank, one of the great rivalries in all of professional baseball. Started back in the 1880s with the York White Roses and the Lancaster Red Roses, and of course before that, the old English families. Back before the time of Henry VIII. Shakespeare probably wrote some play about it. Isaiah Tejeda has a couple of doubles today, and he fouls the first pitch back to the screen. If Shakespeare were alive today and writing about the Atlantic League, he'd probably talk about Isaiah Tejeda, who sat for much of the first 2 weeks of the season before getting his chance. Ripped off a 10-game hitting streak in the middle of May. And he has skyrocketed to 4th in the league in hitting. A couple of doubles for him already today. And a breaking ball misses low for ball 1. Tejeda, 24 years old, out of Santo Domingo in the Dominican Republic. 7th professional season. He spent the first 6 in the New York Yankees organization. Got as high as Advanced A Tampa of the Florida State League. 1-1 from Biebens-Dirks. A little tapper. Austin comes off of the mound, makes the easy throw to first base in time, 2 away. So with 2 down, Andres Perez will come up and try and start another rally. Revs have made a lot of noise in the first 4 innings. They had men in scoring position in the 1st, the 3rd, and the 4th, including 2nd and 3rd in the 3rd inning. Unable to bring anybody across, so Austin Biebens-Dirks is pitching a shutout. He's got an ERA sub-1 against the Revs right now. And the first pitch to Dre is a breaking ball, belt high for called strike 1. Biebens-Dirks the first time out. 6 innings of 1-run ball against the Revolution. Now the 0-1. Low and away for ball 2. A nice slide by McDade, who is starting to look more and more comfortable in a squatting position. He hasn't squatted regularly since high school. And calling a fine game in a pinch today. 1-1 pitch. Perez tops it foul. And that'll come to a stop just in front of the net of the Lancaster dugout. And the count goes to 1-2. Barnstormers nursing a 2-0 lead. 2 out, nobody on. Andres Perez. 8-game hitting streak on the line. He'll try and find the gap and get himself number 9. Biebens-Dirks gets his sign. Into the slow windup. Now the 1-2 pitch. And a line drive into right base hit. There's number 9 for Andres Perez. His 511th hit in a York Revolution uniform. And he spoils the perfect inning for Biebens-Dirks and brings the tying run to the plate in the form of a man who, every time he comes to bat, somebody is in scoring position. It's Telvin Nash. Nash in a bit of a slump. A couple of strikeouts for him today. That's 5 in his last 2 games. Hasn't homered in over a week. So he's due, and with Biebens-Dirks tiring, this could be the moment. First pitch, inside, ball 1. Nash flexing out of the way. And the count 1-0. Revs still not attempted to steal on Mike McDade, the catcher of the moment. And Dre is not one to attempt. He's got just 11 stolen bases. 12 make that in just over 3 full seasons with the ball club. Biebens-Dirks sets the chest. The kick, the 1-0, swung on and missed for strike 1. Nash chasing a breaking ball outside, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. The Revs, no runs on 4 hits and no errors. 2 runs, 2 hits and no errors for the Barnstormers. A pitcher's duel, certainly not of the fast variety, but one at that. Biebens-Dirks comes, set. Here's the rock and the roll. That one's in the dirt, another nice block by McDade. And it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Stadium thermometer still shows 80 degrees. The sun has gone just about completely down over our left shoulders. Nice sweeping shades of blue in the sky, even with all that cloud cover. The The wind still blowing out to left field. Right in Nash's wheelhouse if he can get one up there. Big fella stands in with a 2-ball, 1-strike count against him. Biebens-Dirks, the 2-1 pitch. Left it above the letters. Ball 3. So Nash will be looking for a good pitch to hit right here. 3 balls, 1 strike. Perez on first with 2 down in the bottom of the 5th. The Revs trying to crack into the shutout that Austin Biebens-Dirks is spinning right now. Here comes the 3-1. Swung on and ground foul. Right to the awaiting arms of Butch Hobson once again. Up on that first step of the dugout. And a full count coming. Dre will be on the move. Anything in the gap will score him. Nash giving a long look to the pitcher. Now he examines the bat. Digs in. Taps the plate a couple of times. Nash is ready. So is Biebens-Dirks. Perez off the bag. There he goes. The payoff pitch is in there. Strike 3 called. An incredulous turnaround from Telvin Nash. 3 strikeouts for the second straight game. Each one a little more incredible than the last. And that will retire the side. 2-out single goes nowhere for the Revs. No runs on 1 hit and no errors. 1 left on. End of the 5th year score. Lancaster 2, York 0 here on the WOYK Revs Radio Network.
And here we go, folks. She steps up to the box. This is a real pressure situation. 2 kids tugging at her blouse, a long line of customers, and only 30 minutes to get in, get a dozen maple donuts, and get to the party.
Oh, boy, look at the time.
Well, if Charlie Donuts All-Stars winds up, and here's the pitch.
Welcome to Maple Donuts. Can I help you? Yes. No. I'm sorry. I'm not quite ready.
Oh, she steps out. The pressure may be too much, folks. No, wait. What's this? A meeting at the plate?
Okay, Mommy needs to order our maple donuts now. Can you two be good, please?
And she steps back up to the box.
All ready now? I am.
She's swinging for the fences.
I'll have 4 glazed, 3 vanilla sprinkles, 3 chocolate icing, 2 jelly filled, and 1 chocolate peanut covered.
Wow, that was Major League. She read every stitch of that fastball and knocked it clean out of the park.
Enjoy your maple donuts. Oh, we will. Okay, kids, let's go. Let's get these maple donuts to the party.
There you have it, folks. Maple Donuts, 58 varieties. Ready whenever you need to step up to the plate.
Maple Donuts taste right.
Well, I finally did it. I took my dad's advice and joined his credit union.
Which one?
PSECU. I'm eligible because my dad's a member, but I joined through work.
Really? I thought you had to work for the state.
A lot of people think that, but there are lots of ways to be eligible.
I'm not really thrilled with my bank and all their fees. I need to check them out.
Definitely. It's worth the switch.
PSCCU is the credit union for you. Find your way at psccu.com/join. This credit union is federally insured by the National Credit Union Administration, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Hi, this is Dan Patrick. Join me weekday mornings at 9 on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Top of the 6th from Peoples Bank Park. Will DeVore with you. Revs trying to join me. Lancaster a 2-0 lead here in the top of the 6th as the Barnstormers against Matt Neal will send Bell, Halton, and McDade. First is Josh Bell doing some moonlight magician work at third base today. He takes inside for ball 1. I counted up as 3 pretty nice plays by Bell over at the hot corner. At the plate, not so much. 0 for 2, a strikeout and a flyout. And there's a little tapper, but foul down the first base line. Scooped by Nash. Tossed over towards the dugout. And now the count is 1-1. To reset, Lancaster scraped a run together against Micah Owings in the top of the 3rd. A couple of walks, a wild pitch, and then a sac fly by Kevin Ahrens. In the 5th, an RBI single by Caleb Gindel, and that's been it. 1-1, bit of chin music up and in. And it's 2 balls and 1 strike to Bell. For the Revs, they've had men on base in 4 of the 5 innings. They have left 7 men on in the first 5. Yeah, I think it's funny too. There's a little tap foul. Bell just scraped the bottom of it. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes coming up right now. Josh Bell, the Tempe, Arizona native right now at least. He takes inside for ball 3. Resident, that's the word we're looking for. As mentioned, 4 major league home runs in 100 games in the Bigs. 2 of them against Cliff Lee. 3-2. Hard ground ball, but foul. Scooped by Paniagua on the edge of the Revolution bullpen. And Bell will step in and do it again. Matt Neal looking for this first out of the 6th inning. With Lancaster up 2-0. The payoff pitch swung on and missed for strike 3. Bell whiffing on a breaking ball that rode in on him. That is the second, make that 3rd strikeout for Matt Neal, 2nd in a row, and that puts 1 away. Now look at the York Mitsubishi out-of-town scoreboard right now. It is the game we're focusing on, top of the 6th from Long Island. Ducks up 5-3 over Sugar Land, and then Bridgeport up 1-0 in Somerset in the 5th, and bottom of the 7th from New Britain, Bees up 4-1 over Southern Maryland. First pitch to Halton is taken right down George Street for called strike 1. Halton today is 0 for 2, strikeout and line out to center field. Neal kicks and deals. Floater about chin level, and it's 1-1. Fans right in front of us making friends with Downtown, the big lovable mascot. Everyone's friends with Downtown. 1-1 pitch, fastball outside corner, called strike 2. Halton from Fresno, California. A Western rivalry, California and Arizona, coming east to South Central PA. Neal's ready. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Spoiled and fouled back over towards the first base concourse. Going home with a fan from Delta. So Halton steps out, readjusts his batting gloves. He will stand back in, wearing a shin protector on his left leg. That's his lead leg. The 1-2 pitch, Castillo sets up outside, and it misses outside for ball 2. Tried to get Halton fishing, but he's staying in. McDade on deck, Hobson in the hole. Revs trying to keep it a 2-0 game here in the top of the 6th. Castillo setting up outside again. The 2-2 pitch lined into right center field, but playable. Simmons makes the running catch, 2 away. Everything's routine for James Simmons out in center field. Speaking of James Simmons, the pitcher with that same name will be on the hill for the Revs tomorrow afternoon, weather pending. He'll go up against Mike Lee in the finale of this 3-game set. A public service announcement: if everyone in New York gets their giant fans out and starts blowing them towards the sky, maybe, just maybe, that'll cause the storm to miss us. Breaking ball comes up and in on Mike McDade for ball 1. McDade is 0 for 2. He's got a strikeout and a ground out on his ledger today. Neal trying for a 1-2-3 inning. Ground ball. Nice diving stop by Perez from the outfield grass. Throws a 3-hopper to first base that Nash scoops. Steps on the bag. Side retired. Andres Perez showing off his chops at third. What base is that? Second base in the 6th inning for the 3rd out. There's all the numbers for you. And that will retire the side. First 1-2-3 inning for the Revs pitching since the 2nd. Barnstormers go in order. Your score in the middle of the 6th, Lancaster 2, York 0 here on the WOYK Revs Radio Network.
Did you send that email?
No, the server's down.
Again? That's the third time this week. Did you call support?
Sure, great hold music for the last hour.
There's got to be a better way.
There is. Let SoCo Business Solutions maintain your current IT environment, evaluate your current systems, or provide support that's local and responsive. Contact SoCo at 717-505-8080 and let us be your IT solutions provider. That's 717-505-8080 or online at SoCoBusinessSolutions.com.
Wednesdays are the worst. I've got to get the kids to school in time to get to work, then it's just one long day of meetings. But hey, at least I don't have to worry about making dinner.
Kids eat free with People's Bank. Save money at every Wednesday home game.
So now when the Revs are in town, I just pull into a People's Bank, pick up that week's coupon, and dinner is done. Revolution Wednesdays? Awesome. Revolution!
Thanks to People's Bank, kids eat free at every Wednesday home game. No need to be a People's Bank customer. Just pick up your coupon at any People's Bank branch and do dinner at People's Bank Park. One coupon per child per game.
Come on! Colin Cowherd.
Where does Kevin Durant go? If I was his agent, I'd tell him to stay, and here's why. What is Durant running from? Nothing more than himself. Oklahoma City's a terrific franchise that was a Klay Thompson historic 10 minutes from getting to the finals. I don't see any value in Durant leaving whatsoever.
This is The Herd with Colin Cowherd.
Weekdays at 3 on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. On air, online, and on your smartphone. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
We head to the last of the sixth. Barnstormers up 2-0. Austin Biebens-Dirks spinning a shutout right now. He has spun it, getting out of boatloads of trouble. He's at 94 pitches through 5 innings. This will probably be his last, and I can't expect he'll be expected to go more than a couple of batters if he lets any men on. Alfredo Marte shows bunt and drops it foul. Didn't really get square contact with it, and it's 0-1. Marte, Castillo, and Pounds, the 5, 6, and 7 hitters, due up for the Revolution, who have gotten 4 hits today, including a couple of doubles, and have just not been able to get anybody across the plate. The Barnstormers are warming up a right-handed arm, as is expected, with a right-heavy lineup for the Revs, and Marte bounces one foul over the railing and into the Lancaster dugout, where if anyone is sleeping on that bench, they ain't sleeping anymore. Marte down the count 0-2. He is 0 for 2 today. Strikeout and ground out. Biebens-Dirks into the windup. Here's the 0-2 pitch. In the dirt, another nice block by McDade, who we might have to call back for questioning because it sure doesn't look like he is a really green catcher. Nothing completely spectacular, but it seems like he has had more experience back there than we would have expected, even not playing competitively since high school. And there's a wave and a whiff and a breaking ball in the dirt. McDade applies the tag, and Marte is down on strikes for the second time today. 98 pitches for Biebens-Dirks. As his time growing short, Pete Andrelzik is warming up in the Lancaster bullpen. Saw Pete last night. He got a couple of strikeouts in the 8th inning. Now Lancaster on the verge of handing it off to their bullpen. First pitch to Castillo comes inside, flexes the knees to get out of the way, and it's ball 1. Castillo, a strikeout and a walk today for the Revs. No runs on 4 hits and no errors. Lancaster 2 runs on 2 hits with no errors. The 1-0 pitch is ripped into right field. That falls for a base hit. Gindel on his high horse to get to that one. He gets it into the infield, and Castillo will have a single. But the table's set once again. We'll see if Brian Pounds can keep adding on. Hard contact from Castillo on the 100th pitch from Austin Biebens-Dirks, and now time called. We'll see a stride out from a tall drink of water, and that takes the form of Rick Rundles, the pitching coach for the Lancaster Barnstormers, and this expected just to give some extra time for Andrelzik. That's the 5th hit of the game for the Revolution. Brian Pounds has 1 of the 5. He singled back in the 4th. That was York's latest run in earnest to the scoreboard. They got 2 aboard with 1 out in that 4th inning and came up empty. So Rundles has said his piece, and he'll stroll back to the third base dugout. Very hard to miss him. He's a tall individual. And so Castillo on first. Not much of a threat to run, but no Rev has been. Well, they stole 2 bases yesterday. That must fit their quota for the week. Ebens-Dirks from the stretch. The first pitch comes inside, and it skips away from McDade. There's the inexperience. Castillo goes to second. And they're trying to see whether or not that one bounced. If the replay comes up here, the scoring decision will be whether or not it's a wild pitch or a pass ball. For my money, it was wild pitch. But we'll see what they score it. Yeah, at any rate, it's a 1-0 count to Brian Pounds, and Ebens-Dirks, the first pitch that really got away from him today. That was his 101st. Now he's ready. The 1-0. And Pounds just takes a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Brian Pounds has inherited the clutch gene this season. Coming through in big moments. This is a big moment right now. And a passed ball is what they end up calling it. 1-1 pitch, a fastball, same spot. Outer black for called strike 2. Well, Pounds down for the count. Not out just yet. Castillo on second with 1 out. Lancaster nursing a 2-0 lead for the moment. Ebens-Dirks ready, checks the runner. The 1-2 pitch in the dirt. Pounds holds up. It's 2-2. Losing light fast here at Peoples Bank Park. Sky getting darker and darker as we approach the 9 o'clock hour. First Saturday of June. Revs trying to make it a fun Saturday night. Hasn't really been fun heretofore. So many missed opportunities. The 2-2 pitch. And a ground ball back to the pitcher's mound. Ebens-Dirks' only play is to first base. He checked Castillo, who was already halfway to third by the time the pitcher got the ball. So it works like a swinging sac bunt for Brian Pounds. 2 out. The first run is 90 feet from the plate, and Josh Wilson is tasked with bringing him home. Wilson today 0 for 2. Fly balls to center and to left. He had an 8-game hitting streak snapped in Bridgeport on Wednesday night. Wilson will try and start another one. First pitch way inside for ball 1. Wilson flinches out of the way. Josh 2 for 4 yesterday with one of those towering home runs. He'd sure like to turn on one right here. It's Castillo on third, 2 down. Barnstormers up 2-0. The 1-0 pitch. Ground ball reached out. Ebens-Dirks snags it. Soft toss to first in time. Side retired. The man is a tightrope walker. Sign him up for the circus. 107 pitches, and Ebens-Dirks has a shutout going. For the Revs, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base. At the end of the 6th, your score, Lancaster 2, York nothing. Darrell Henry will take you home here on the WOYK Revs Radio Network.
Rich Eisen.
I might be the mayor of the follow-through challenge. You know, the Rich Eisen Show.
Other story that hit me last night that really ticked me off was a report that Chris Berman is retiring from ESPN. I have no idea if this is true or not. His agent, who used to be mine, told the New York Times that Chris is not retiring. This is what I know. Chris Berman's a legend. Chris Berman created SportsCenter. This man, whether it is the end of the line or not for ESPN, whoever is talking outside of the business needs to pipe down and respect what this man has done. I know we're all in this business where we talk about contracts and maybe we don't like it when the lights shine on all of us, but the bottom line is this. Who in the world is talking to somebody, multiple sources, saying Berman's not getting renewed and it's retired? Let him decide and say what he wants to do. Man, that pissed me off. Time to roll.
This is the Rich Eisen Show. Weekdays at noon on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Ross Brothers Barbecue is serving up the hits every Saturday night this season at Peoples Bank Park. Stop by Arch Street Eats on the third base corner and load up on delicious, fresh-made local barbecue. All of Ross' sauces and sides are made from scratch daily. All meats are smoked for an authentic barbecue done right. Ross Brothers also offers drive-thru, dine-in, and carry-out from the restaurant at 3096 Carlisle Road in Dover, as well as delivery and full-service catering. Ross Brothers can cater any sized event from fundraisers to graduation parties to weddings. Ross Brothers Barbecue every Saturday night at Peoples Bank Park.
The radio home of the Revs. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Head of the 7th, the Revs in need of getting something going tonight. In the meantime, Matt Neal will try to continue a solid outing as KC Hobson leads off. First pitch of the 7th inning is over for a strike. Matt Neal, 3 innings, 1 run, 44 pitches through his first 3. Hobson, the K-man tonight, 2 groundouts. And the 0-1, and he swings, tips a foul at the plate. Not quite satiating the crowd just yet, as he has put the ball in play both times. 8-9-1 for the Barnstormers here in the 7th inning. Micah Owings, 3 innings, 1 run as well. His came without giving up a hit, though. And Neal now with the 0-2. Swung on and fouled off back over the roof. KC's second game played for his dad. When Butch was managing at Southern Maryland and Hobson was about to be drafted by Toronto, he would visit during the early summer, take BP with the Blue Crabs. And now here he is in the league. Neal, another 0-2. And a swing and a pop-up, pounds at third, sprinting over toward the stands by the Lancaster bullpen, and out of room. It lands maybe first row off the steps and hops up into the crowd. Now the 0-2 count holds. Hobson putting up a battle. He was a 6th round pick of Toronto out of high school in 2009. Bakersfield, California, where he grew up. Pitch, and a swing and a pop foul. Out of play, left side again. Butch, of course, from Alabama, but his family lived in California for a while. Hobson now 25 years of age. Made it as high as AA in the Blue Jays system each of the last 3 years. Pitch, and he broke his bat, grounds it back to Neal. He'll glove it, run toward first, underhanded off, and one away here in the 7th inning. Another broken bat brought to you by Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care. Well, they jammed him there. Hobson would not go down easily, but the Revs really didn't waste any pitches from Neal there. Didn't really try to get him to extend the zone much. Nice job eventually getting the weak out. Here's Lance Zawadzki, and Neal missing high as that one bounces off Castillo's glove and on back. Zawadzki out of the number 9 spot has scored both runs. He reached on a walk in the 3rd, and then on a hit by pitch in the 5th when he also stole a base. 1-0, and that sits a little high. Neal pitched well out of the bullpen early last season when he was coming back from the injury suffered in 2014. He really had not been a reliever at any point before that. And there's a backdoor cutter, a called strike. And out of the bullpen tonight, solid effort here in a close, low-scoring game. Revs trail 2-0 in the 7th inning. From the stretch, the 2-1, and a ground ball hit softly to second. Perez shifts to his right, a little skid with the feet, but regained his balance and makes the throw to first. And there's 2 away. 2 soft ground outs here in the 7th inning. This is Neal's first relief outing this year. He made 6 starts. And he also missed a turn with some soreness early in the season. There's Travis Witherspoon at the top of the Lancaster order. 2-0 Barnstormers in the 7th. And Neal missing high for ball 1. Witherspoon, a line out, and 2 walks on his line tonight. By the way, Game 3 of the Stanley Cup Finals, mid-first period. We'll join it when we're done. Pitch here is swung on and missed, a high fastball. Sharks and Penguins were tied 1-1 when I came back in here.
And they're still tied 1-1.
Late first now. Now Neal a nod yes. And the 1-1 pitch, that misses upstairs. Matt Neal pitching with a local group of BYU alumni in attendance tonight. They're in a skybox. Matt Neal, of course, pitched at BYU. And now ready, the 2-1 swing and a pop-up foul out of play. First base side. Neal always had an interest in exercise. And he majored in exercise science at BYU. Shadowed a physical therapist during spring training in 2014. But now he's kind of pursuing a computer programming career. He deals. And a called 3rd strike. Fastball on the outside corner. He marches off with his 4th K in 4 innings. 1, 2, 3 in the 7th. He's retired 7 straight. And we've reached the 7th inning stretch here at Peoples Bank Park. Vonnie Grimes will perform on harmonica. Bottom of the 7th, Revs trail 2-0.
Money and business are essential to the strength of a community. So is cheering and celebration and music and fun. That's why York Revolution games, concerts, youth sports, special events, and more happen at a place called Peoples Bank Park. Peoples Bank has been serving York County for more than 150 years. Always cheering, always celebrating, always committed to the things that make York County great. And to you having a great time at Peoples Bank Park. Peoples Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
This is the Dan Patrick Show.
I just like to say that y'all rock, man.
The New York Post, New York Daily News went to town on the Knicks with their coaching hire. Phil Gets Horny was the title. That was the headline of the New York Post. Phil gets Jeff Hornacek. His nickname is Horny. Yes, Paulie. Of course, another paper did Me So. Bye. Yeah. No one saw that one coming.
Dan Patrick.
Mornings at 9 on Sports Radio 1350 WOIK.
Hey, sports fans, great news! You can now listen to Sports Radio 1350 anywhere with the new WOIK mobile apps. On your morning run? Perfect. Strapped to a wayward dentist chair? It works better than Novocaine. Wherever you are, WOIK is with you on the brand new mobile apps. York's only local sports station just went mobile and global. Sports Radio 1350 WOIK. First in York, first in sports.
All about local sports. Sports Radio 1350 WOIK.
Revs trail 2-0 as we go to the bottom of the 7th, and Austin Vieben-Dirks has retired for the evening. 107 pitches through 6 innings, scoreless. Gave up 5 hits, walked 3, and struck out 9. And Pete Andrelzik, who we saw last night, will come in. Pitching change brought to you by Maple Donuts. Revs down 2-0 as James Simmons leads off, and he checks his swing. It's a slider for a called strike. And Andrelzik 2-0 in 14 outings, a 1.35 ERA. Simmons, Repko, Tejeda, the pitch, and a swing and a foul tip squeezed. Andrelzik faced 2 hitters last night, struck out both. Short outing for him and back in tonight. And this time with his team ahead, which is when he's often in. 0-2, and it's down and away. Simmons the check, and on the appeal, he did indeed hold up. He's flied out and struck out tonight. Revs out hitting the Barnstormers 5-2, but trailing 2-0. And Andrelzik winds and deals, and a swing and a miss. Got Simmons to chase away. And 1 down here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Out of the top of the order, and Jason Repko's strikeouts. A problem for the Revs tonight, 10, and several of those in key spots, unfortunately. There's Repko, who's grounded out twice with a walk in between. First pitch is over for a strike as it bounced out of Mike McDade's glove. He'll have a different challenge now in their catching late inning relievers. The Revs really have not been in much of a position to try to run on him tonight. Pitch here is skidded on the ground at first, right to Casey Hobson, and he'll glove it and bring it to the bag himself. 2 down quickly. Andrelzik's retired all 4 that he's faced in this series. And Isaiah Tejeda up. 2 down in the inning. 2 for 3 with 2 doubles and a ground out. Revs trailed 2-0. He had the first 2 hits of the game for either team, both doubles. And he'll take a moment before climbing in. A ball loose from the Revs bullpen, so time is out momentarily. James Simmons coaching at first base. Tomorrow's starter retrieving that. And now Andrelzik a little stroll behind the mound to bide the time. And tomorrow, 1 o'clock, James Simmons against Mike Lee. Pitch to Tejeda is fanned on a slider. And Andrelzik is getting these guys to chase that pitch. Isaiah will back away and think it over. And the plate ump, Ratajski, trying to get him to hurry back into the box. There's the 0-1, and that misses down and outside. Tejeda said he needed to adjust something after that swing. He may have also said, well, things dragged on so long tonight, what's the rush now? And a lot of that's been the tiny zone. Pitch is a half swing, and he couldn't stop. As Andrelzik fools another with a slider, and ahead 1-2. Trying to set down the side in order. Tejeda again will take his time. Kicks at the dirt, trying to slow down Andrelzik, who is a very quick worker. Here it comes, and a check on a slider, and this time he held off. Andrelzik very fidgety. We mentioned it reminds me anyway, a lot of Bo Vaughn. Very quickly ready. And he's usually waiting on the hitter. The 2-2, and a slider breaks down and away. Now Tejeda has done his best to slow down the at-bat, and he's worked it all the way to a full count. Base runners are priority number 1 for the Revs at this point. trailing 2-0 here in the 7th inning. And Drelzik the pitch, and a swing and a ground ball right to short. Kevin Ahrens has it. He'll throw to first, and that's the inning. 1, 2, 3 go the Revs. In the bottom of the 7th, we go to the 8th. Lancaster's still in front, 2-0.
The more we help the ones in need, the more progress our community will make.
By focusing on quality education, income opportunities, and basic health care,
all of York County can have access to the building blocks of a good quality of life.
Together we can load the bases for our community
and hit a home run.
Give generously to the 2016 United Way Community Fund.
Find out more and give now at unitedway-york.org.
Does your wealth advisor know how you take your coffee? At Smith, Mayer & Little Wealth Advisory Group, we genuinely get to know our clients, from their interests, goals, and dreams, right down to how they like their coffee. By understanding our clients on a personal level, we help them make wise financial decisions. In us, you will find a trusted confidant dedicated to your financial success. Smith, Mayer & Little, a wealth of knowledge about wealth. Get to know us over a cup of coffee or visit us at financialjava.com.
Janney Montgomery Scott LLC, member NYSE, FINRA, and SIPC.
Come and celebrate 10 years of York Revolution baseball with the Celebrate York Series presented by Memorial Hospital. The series honors significant contributions from York, Pennsylvania's most notable events and favorite citizens with giveaways every Friday night home game. The series continues on Friday, June 17th with a Bruce Arians Gnome giveaway. Visit YorkRevolution.com for more details. It's the Celebrate York Series, proudly presented by Memorial Hospital for the York Revolution's 10th anniversary season.
Your teams all the time. York's only place for local sports. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Top of the 8th, Revs trail 2-0. Michael Click getting ready on a pitching change brought to you by Maple Donuts. We'll pause for station identification as he does. This is Revolution Radio.
First in York, first in sports. Your only local sports station. The new Sports Radio 1350, WOYK, York, Pennsylvania.
Top of the 8th, Click comes on. Nice outing from Matt Neal, who went 4 innings, giving up just 1 run on 2 hits. 1 walk and 4 Ks, only 59 pitches through 4. And Click appearing in game number 17. He's 1-1 with a 5.68 ERA. Has a save on his line as well. And Kevin Ahrens leading things off. Click's first appearance since Memorial Day night, 2 1/3 innings, 2 runs against Somerset. Pitch to Ahrens is up high for ball 1.
That was also immediately in relief of Matt Neal. Much different circumstances this time around now, as Neal rather effective in his 4 innings.
Ahrens 0 for 2 tonight, a sac fly. And the pitch, fastball missed up. Ball from the Barnstormer bullpen coming all the way in, meanwhile, behind home plate. 2, 3, and 4 in the order. Ahrens, Gindel, and Whitaker. Click delivers. And a slider for a called strike. He and Frank Gailey were matched up in a spirited game of skee ball in the picnic area earlier today. I'm not sure who came out on top.
Well, nothing ruins clubhouse chemistry quite like skee ball, so I don't think anybody ended up winning.
Risky business. The 2-1 and a fastball just outside. When the Revs lost to Beebens Dirks in Lancaster May 18th, they out-hit Lancaster 5-3. Tonight, they're out-hitting them 5-2, but trailing 2-0. 3-1, and Ahrens a pop-up. Dre heading out from second. The outfielders are in. Look out. And Dre into a slide. Couldn't come up with it. Just out of the reach of his glove, and it landed before either Simmons or Marte could arrive. That was all Dre, the only chance, and a really tough play going straight back
Oh, can you say the perfect pop fly from Kevin Aarons right into the Bermuda Triangle. Marte couldn't get to it. Simmons couldn't get to it. Perez couldn't get to it. Quite nothing you can do, and that's what it's taken for Lancaster to get on in this game.
It's their third hit. Here's Caleb Gindel, who's 1 for 2 with an RBI hit back in the fifth, a single. He also has a steal and a walk as Click throws over to first. Aaron's a dive back. He's 4 for 5 in stolen base attempts. Two 2-0 Lancaster as we start the eighth. Click to the plate. And a ground ball to short, right at Wilson. He waits, he flips, Dre the turn, and got him. In time at first base. 6-4-3, and it could not have been more tailor-made. It was hit right at Wilson, who didn't even have to shift his feet. Playing at double play depth up the middle, all he had to do was wait for it to get there. And 2 down with the bases empty. We'll bring on Josh Whitaker. Lancaster with just their third hit, but erased right away. Whitaker 1 for 3 tonight. And Click delivers, and a swing and a miss. He took something off and had him out in front. Whitaker now 4 for 7, or 4 for 8 make that in this series in York. But has struck out for all 4 of his outs. All or nothing. The 0-1 fastball and just missed apparently. Click bounces the rosin bag off his hand. Fastball is his out pitch. He's got a good one. A 1-1 and a slider down and away. He's working on some of his secondary stuff to be a little more consistent. Used it to get strike 1 on Whitaker. Now the 2-1, and that misses up and away. Attendance tonight, 3,569 here at Peoples Bank Park. Be treated to post-game fireworks upon conclusion.
Good Saturday crowd. They braved the potential for rain and came out and made nice numbers.
3-1 pitch and a check swing, appeal to first. He is rung up on the low slider, even though Whitaker had tossed the bat away, had started about 5 steps toward first, and he stands and stares down Brian DeBrouwer. And handed the bat back by the on-deck hitter Josh Bell. Whitaker none too pleased. It's 3-2. Revs down 2-0 in the 8th. Click trying to retire the side in order. And he's set. Here's the payoff pitch. Swung on and chopped to short. 2 big hops to Wilson. He'll glove, tosses it across, and that's the inning. A scoreless top of the 8th for Michael Click, who gave up just a blue pit and then got the double play and the ground out. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning here at Peoples Bank Park. It's the Barnstormers 2 and the Revs 0.
Wednesdays are the worst. I've got to get the kids to school in time, to get to work, then it's just one long day of meetings. But hey, at least I don't have to worry about making dinner.
Kids eat free with People's Bank. Save money at every Wednesday home game.
So now when the Revs are in town, I just pull into a People's Bank, pick up that week's coupon, and dinner is done. Revolution Wednesdays? Awesome. Revolution!
Thanks to People's Bank, kids eat free at every Wednesday home game. No need to be a People's Bank customer. Just pick up your coupon at any People's Bank branch and do dinner at People's Bank Park. 1 coupon per child per game.
Payne doesn't take Sunday off. Neither do we. We're open weekdays 8 to 8 and weekends 9 to 6. Just walk into WellSpan Urgent Orthopedics, 2319 South George Street in York, across from the Apple Hill Health Campus. Visit wellspan.org/urgent orthopedics today.
Struggling to find quality IT help for your business? Tired of being sold solutions from companies helping their bottom line more than yours? Sick of your calls being answered overseas? SoCo Business Solutions is your answer to maintain your current environment, redesign your infrastructure, provide local responsive support, and keep your data safe. Contact SoCo at 717-505-8080 and let us be your IT solutions provider. That's 717-505-8080 or online at SoCoBusinessSolutions.com.
The Revolution plays here. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Barnstormers will have to get through the heart of the Revs order again as we go to the bottom of the 8th. York trailing 2-0. Scott Gracie is next in, and he has been outstanding. 17 games, 2-0 with an .060 ERA, 15 innings, 13 hits, and 1 run. He has walked 8 while striking out 14. It'll be Perez, Nash, and Marte to face him here in the bottom of the 8th, but 3 right-hand hitters with power, of course, and Gracie does feature a big curveball, which he obviously will showcase against these right-hand hitters. Lancaster's bullpen, a 1.42 ERA their last 8 games. And they've had to be really good since their starters have not gone deep in recent weeks, although Beavens-Dirks went 6 tonight. And Perez will lead things off. First pitch, a slider, and it just missed away. He's 1 for 2 with a single and a walk. Last 11 games, Lancaster starters an average of under 4 2/3 innings per start. Here's the pitch to Dre, and that's over at the knees for a strike. Tonight was their first quality start since Brian Evans threw one at Southern Maryland on May 22nd. It was in a 5-0 Barnstormer win. 1-1, and a swing and a liner toward the corner and right, the other way, and it is just foul. Down around the cutout from our vantage point, could not have missed by too much. Just a little fade to it, and I think it one-hopped the wall down there just over in foul territory. Ball and 2 strikes. Frank Gailey coaching at first base, motioning to the dugout that it was foul. No need to argue it. Gracie has 6 games, 6 innings, scoreless streak that he's got in tow. And the 1-2 to Dre. Swung on, he popped him up. And the infielder's going out into shallow right. Oh, and it's caught falling down by the second baseman, Zawadzki. He was fighting it all the way. The first baseman, Hobson, going out. And I don't think Zawadzki was totally sure if Hobson would be out of his way. As that ball came down, he made a basket catch and fell down to secure it. 1 down in the bottom of the 8th. Revs trail 2-0. Here's Talvin Nash, who's had a tough night, 0 for 3 with 3 Ks. Revs have been shut out 4 times, none at home though, as Gracie misses down in the dirt.
This is the most we've seen the Revolution offense struggle at home all season. They average 6.4 runs a game in these friendly confines. Well, the friend hasn't shown up today.
Pitch to Nash is swung on, a little tapper foul, and McDade stands up and grabs it right behind home plate. Gracie, another former Blue Jay farmhand, 15th round pick in '08 out of the University of New Mexico. 29-year-old made it as high as AAA with them. His whole career in the Jays system before Lancaster. And a curveball here, line foul into the seats on the first base side. That was wicked. And hopefully everybody was able to move either left or right. Hopefully it hit a chair, which I believe was the case. It bounced back. And I don't see any panic down there. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And Gracie the pitch. Slider just missed. Down and away. Last year, Gracie 5-0 with a 193 for Lancaster. This year, 2-0 with an 060. 1 run in 15 innings. Here's the 2-2. And a swing and a tap foul, third base side. By the way, tomorrow at 1, Cancer Survivor Day presented by Visiting Angels. We do have the crab feast tomorrow. There was talk of it being moved to Tuesday due to threatening weather, but it will be held tomorrow. 1 o'clock start. Pitch to Nash is swung on and missed. Gracie got him with the breaking ball. And the 4th time that Nash has been struck out tonight. 2 down in the 8th.
First time he's worn the golden sombrero all season. And it's the 2nd time that any Rev has done that. That was James Simmons back May 3rd against Bridgeport.
Here's Alfredo Marte, who's 0 for 3 tonight. He has struck out twice, grounded out once. And the pitch from Gracie, a slider over for a strike. Lancaster pitchers have now struck out 11 Revolution hitters. Down 2-0 in the 8th. And the 0-1 to Marte. He swings and lines one into left center field. That's in for a hit. Played on a couple of hops by Whitaker. And the Revs with a 2-out knock from Marte. They'll bring the tying run to the plate. Keith Castillo. A little too much plate from Gracie on that slider. Castillo tonight, 1 for 2. Has a single and a walk. He had the Revs' last hit back in the 6th before that Marte base hit. And the pitch to Keith, a swing and a broken bat, dribbler to second base. Up the middle is Zawadzki. He'll shovel to short, and the inning's over. No runs on 1 hit and 1 left. A scoreless 8th for Scott Gracie. And this game goes to the 9th. Revs still trail the Barnstormers 2-0.
Kids today, with Facebook, texting, TV, and video games, seems like fresh air and sunshine are things of the past. Remember playing catch, climbing trees, wholesome backyard fun? Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care remembers, give them lush grass, healthy trees, the good old outdoors. American is baseball and apple pie. Kids have every reason to stay inside. Don't let your lawn be one of them. Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care, world-class care right in your backyard. 717-292-9994.
Money and business are essential to the strength of a community. So is cheering and celebration and music and fun. That's why York Revolution games, concerts, youth sports, special events, and more happen at a place called People's Bank Park. People's Bank has been serving York County for more than 150 years. Always cheering, always celebrating, always committed to the things that make York County great. And to you having a great time at People's Bank Park. People's Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
What if I told you your family of 4 could have an all-inclusive outing for only $55? The York Revolution are telling you that right now. The Family Fun Pack includes 4 flexible ticket vouchers to be used whenever you'd like, 4 food vouchers for hot dogs, chips, and drinks, 2 playground wristbands, and a parking pass. Again, $55. Have more than 4 in your family? Additional tickets and food vouchers are only $10. Buy online at YorkRevolution.com, over the phone at 801-HITS, or in person at the Apple Chevrolet ticket office.
Your home for Revolution Baseball. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Head of the 9th, Revs trail 2-0. Michael Click will stay on for a second inning of work. Scoreless top of the 8th. And the Revs with a chance to only use 3 relievers tonight. Trailing 2-0, and I mean, I'd be fine with them scoring 2 runs and needing to use more than 2 relievers, I should say. 3 total pitchers. They do have a full staff available tonight, including Julio DePaula, who we understand is ready to go once again. But the Revs have been silenced through 8. Corey Burns, I'm sure, will be getting ready for Lancaster for the 9th inning. 2-0 our score, and Click will try to hold it where it is. Josh Bell to lead things off. Tonight 0 for 3 with a pair of strikeouts, a fly out in between. And Click smoothing the dirt to get set. Now ready to work. Here's his first pitch of the inning, and it's a called strike over the outside corner. Now the off day Monday after tomorrow's 1 o'clock game, and then Tuesday Long Island comes in for 3. There's the 0-1, and a fastball misses high. Tuesday night is our new Taco Tuesday in the Dietz and Blewett Insurance Diamond Deck. 2 hours of all you can eat. Hard or soft, chicken or beef.
Oh, even beef?
Swing and a miss on a changeup. 1-2. Even beef, Will.
Wow. This place has it all. If you let me stick my head under the soda machine, I'd be really impressed.
Click the 1-2, and a fastball missed up and away. Wednesday night is a Kids Eat Free Wednesday presented by People's Bank. Also, our 3rd Boomers Book Club Ticket Redemption Day presented by Harrisburg University. And then Thursday, Buck-a-Book Redemption Night number 2 presented by York County Literacy Council. Pitch from Click is upstairs, a full count. Tickets available, YorkRevolution.com, 717-801-HITS, and at the Apple Chevrolet ticket office. And again, Crab Feast is a go tomorrow. Here's the payoff pitch, and a swing and a pop foul down the left field side. You can get your taco tickets for Tuesday at YorkRevolution.com or by phone, or stop by in person as well. Pitch to Bell is just high above the belt. Click punches into his glove. And Bell, give him credit, he battled. And then ball 4 was close, of course, but battles his way on base to begin the 9th inning.
His first time on after flashing the leather quite a few times at third base today. Robbed the Revs of at least a couple of base hits. That might have been the difference in this one.
Here's Sean Halton. He's 0 for 3 with a strikeout and 2 flyouts. 2-0 our score here in the 9th. And Click with the pitch, a swing, and he just scraped a foul off to the first base side.
Really?
The sound of a fart filling People's Bank Park.
Oh.
Our York Mitsubishi out-of-town scoreboard. Southern Maryland came back to tie New Britain 4-4 in the 9th inning. Sugarland is trailing at Long Island 6-3 in the bottom of the 8th. Also bottom 8, Somerset hosting Bridgeport. They're tied at 1. The 0-1 and a line drive left field. Repko hustling in. It lands in front of him. And a base hit off the end of the bat. Kind of a bloop liner. And Halton dumps it in. Now the Barnstormers with their first 2 men on here to begin the 9th. And Mike McDade up next. McDade a strikeout and 2 groundouts, robbed by Perez at second last time, and he's got an 11-game hitting streak that's at stake. Click ready, he fires, and that's outside. On our York Mitsubishi Stanley Cup scoreboard, early second, the Penguins and Sharks still tied at 1, and we'll join that one in progress on NBC Sports Radio at our conclusion. Here it's 2-0 Lancaster in the 9th. 1-0 to McDade. He swings and drives it deep in left center. Simmons chasing, and it carries out of here. A 3-run homer out by the carousel in left center. McDade with his 3rd, and he extends his hitting streak to 12 in a big way. And Lancaster has blown it open here in the top of the 9th inning. It's 5-0.
And the way the Rev bats have been swinging, it might as well be 50-0. 2-0 was seeming like a big enough deficit. Now, perhaps insurmountable. Of course, we've said that before about the Revs this week, and look what happened.
Yes, we have. Well, Lancaster's gone from just 3 hits all night to 5, and they've gone from 2-0 to 5-0. Here's our K-man, Casey Hobson, who lines a soft foul into the Revs bullpen and right.
Bees just won. They walked off. Steve Carrillo, a single in the 9th inning. So New Britain 5-4 winners.
Hobson 3 groundouts tonight. He is the K-man. Pitch from Click is down in the dirt. I think Lancaster, I see a lefty now up in their bullpen. Yep. Pitch to Hobson is fanned on. So maybe they'll save Corey Burns now that they've gone up 5-0. Fans still hoping for breadsticks tonight. And Click pumps it home, and a swing and a foul back. 1-2 it remains.
Forget sticks, just give me bread.
He'll try it again. And that missed high, 2-2. That fastball at 94 from Click, trying to get him to chase. Ton of former Blue Jay farmhands on this Lancaster team, and Casey Hobson had a big role in that. Former teammates of his that he'd send his dad's way, and now he's here. Former 6th round pick out of high school in 09. Click the 2-2, and that's down in the dirt. Now Click was ahead. He'll fall back into a full count. This is Hobson's first start tonight. He pinch hit last night. Breadstick chance continuing. And Click, the full count offering, and a swing and a high fly in center. James Simmons backs up. He'll have plenty of room. He waits, he squeezes. Pretty deep in center, but right down the middle of the field, and Simmons handles it. 1 down. Fletch is motioning to the Revs bullpen, and Click is at 30 pitches. They don't want to overextend him here. They had every intention of him going 2 innings, but a long start to the 9th, and they will have somebody warming to protect him if it goes much further.
It's the birthday boy. It's Bo Vaughn.
Here's Lance Zawadski. And he swings and misses, nearly coming out of his shoes on that 93-mile-an-hour heat.
Zawadski, until moments ago, had scored the only 2 runs of the game. Walked and scored in the 3rd, hit by a pitch, stole a base, and scored in the 5th.
Castillo practically sitting to get down, and he got Zawadski, his former teammate, to swing and miss as Click keeps it down. No balls and 2 strikes. Zawadski 0 for 1 on the night, a ground out after reaching and scoring those previous 2 times. A long look from Click and ready. And the 0-2. Swinging a chopper to second base. 2 hops to Dre. He's got it letter high and throws on to first. 2 up, 2 down. Tough for a reliever when you give up multiple runs in an inning. Tough human nature to not think about your ERA since you only have so many innings, but nice job from Click to refocus and get these next 2 hitters.
If you remember, Click was working since the first homestand to bring down an ERA that Sugarland blew up on a Sunday afternoon, and well, it's right back up the mountain again, the reverse Sisyphus.
Here's Travis Witherspoon, who takes wide. Top of the order, Witherspoon 0 for 2 with 2 walks. 5-0 Lancaster here in the 9th as they try to even this series and get back within 3 and deny the Revs of their 100th win in the all-time series. The 1-0 and a foul back off the net. Lancaster also trying to perhaps pull even with Sugarland for second place again. 1-1 and a swing and a nubber pass Click. He wisely lets it go. Wilson will get there up the middle, and from short he throws to first to end the inning. Lancaster with the 3-run homer though from Mike McDade to more than double their lead. 2 runs, 2 hits, nobody left. We go to the bottom of the 9th. It's 5-0 Lancaster.
Tennis used to be a very polite game. Today, tennis
Ace
raises a racket.
Flying feet.
The style, the play, and the players are intense, athletic, and hard-charging. Flying Feet Sports Shoes welcomes the evolution of tennis and its battling players with a full line of specialty tennis shoes worthy of the new game. These aren't stand-around, look-pretty shoes. These are co-conspirators for the court. Shoes that will endure opponent after opponent, match after match. Shoes that move when and how you move and stop at your command. Shoes that fit and feel good so your feet are ready and able to play that next set. Flying Feet's team includes Prince, Wilson, and New Balance in widths that fit, and the Flying Feet staff is always on the sidelines to help you with your selection. Tennis, it's a new game. Be prepared to play it well.
Flying Feet.
Flying Feet Sports Shoes, just off exit 18 of I-83, right behind Domino's in York.
Hey Revs fans, want to get in the game? You can throw out an honorary first pitch this season by bringing a group to People's Bank Park. Select groups who reserve tickets in the month of May will receive a first pitch courtesy of Bell Socialization Services with support from Adhesives Research. For information, call Reed Gunderson at 717-801-4498. Celebrating its 50th anniversary this year, Bell provides housing supports and living skills training to more than 1,400 people every year here in South Central PA through its mental health, intellectual disability, and homeless service programs. Bell Socialization Services, empowering lives every day.
Your county, your teams. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
Bottom of the ninth, Lancaster shut down Corey Burns when their lead extended to 5-0. It'll be lefty Ryan Denick who comes on instead. 2-1 with a 5.59 ERA in 9 games. 9 2/3 innings, 7 runs, 6 earned. He's got a 7-inning scoreless streak going, though, over 5 outings. So at one point, he had given up 7 runs, 6 earned, and 2 2/3, but he has gotten things straightened out.
But he's facing a team that dealt him a loss back on May 19th. Served up a couple of runs that came home on Isaiah Tejeda's game-winning double at Clipper Magazine Stadium. The Revs escaped 4-3.
There's Brian Pounds who leads off and takes high. 5-0 the deficit here. Pounds 1 for 3 tonight. Sugarland now trailing 7-3 at Long Island in the 9th. As Pounds lays off low and in. So Lancaster most likely trying to pull into a tie for second, and if the scores hold, York would have a 3-game lead over both. Pitch to Pounds is up a little bit, and it's 3-0. Denick has walked 5 in his 9 2/3. 3-0 pitch is right down the middle. Pounds, Wilson, and Simmons, the first 3 here in the 9th. Revs shut out 4 times this year, believe it or not, all on the road. 3-1, and a drive in left center field on a line. Witherspoon runs it down. Had him shaded to pull, and he's able to get to it. As a result, Pounds smoked it, but Witherspoon flags it down in left center, and there's one away. One of those nights. Here is Josh Wilson. Wilson tonight 0 for 3. He just missed one deep back in the 2nd inning. Caught right in front of the fence by Witherspoon. First offering here is up high. A loss would set up a rubber match tomorrow. James Simmons, who's been one of the Revs' best. Mike Lee, who's been in Lancaster's bullpen. As Denick misses inside, 2-0. Lee 1-1 with a 4.58 in 11 relief outings and 1 start. Simmons 4-1 with a 3.89. The 2-0 and a high strike call on Wilson, who slumps his shoulders upon hearing that. And some of his friends in the stands hollering their disagreement as well. Here's a swing and a belt toward the big wall in left, and it smacks right next to the well-span sign. He'll only be able to get one as Whitaker is on it and fires in. But Josh Wilson with a hard shot high off the arch nemesis down the line and left. That's his first hit of the night, and the Revs have their 7th. And a couple of hard hit balls to greet Denick here in the 9th.
Well, no sense trying to stretch it. You've got so many runs to make up and so few outs to do it. So Wilson just stays on first base, hoping that James Simmons could keep the line a-moving.
Simmons 0 for 3, a fly out, 2 Ks. First pitch, he swings and misses. Denick took a little something off. Denick, 29 years old, from North Olmsted, Ohio. Went to Tennessee Tech, and the Royals drafted him. 22nd round in 09. Pitch to Simmons is down and in. Been in the Royals, Reds, and Dodgers systems. Mike McDade trying to catch a shutout tonight in his first pro start behind the plate. Give him credit, give their pitchers credit for working with him. Here's a foul back into the net, and the count 1-2. And I do believe they have Corey Burns up in the bullpen should the save situation arise. Down 5-0 here with 1 out in the 9th. Revs fans still enthusiastic, as you can hear. The pitch and a swing and a miss. Got him on the slider down low. Lancaster with 12 Ks as a staff tonight. 2 down here in the bottom of the 9th. And Jason Repko will try to extend the contest. He is grounded out 3 times, reached once on a walk. As the ball rolls toward third base from Lancaster's pen. Denick shaking off twice and now ready. First offering is inside, that's a ball. And the bearded lefty ready. 1-0, and that's down and in. Made it to AAA with the Reds and Dodgers after beginning his career in the Royals system. Denick, that is. 2-0, and a swing and a nubber toward first. It'll spin foul. Comes to a stop short of the bag. 2-1. Lancaster a run in the 3rd, 1 in the 5th. And it was 2-0 until the McDade 3-run homer in the 9th. Revs have been frustrated offensively all night. Now the 2-1, and a swing and a ground ball rolled near the line at 3rd. Bell backhands, he cranks it across, a high throw, and Hobson stretches, holds the bag, and that'll do it. Repko out by a step at first. And Ryan Denick finishes the combined shutout as the Barnstormers even the series and will likely pull into a tie for second, 3 behind York as they win tonight by a 5-0 final. For the Revs in the 9th, no runs, 1 hit, 1 left. Win number 100 against Lancaster will have to wait. 5-0 is your final score. Stay tuned. Post-game show follows next.
Hi, this is Tom Dasher, President of Tom Dasher Investment Services. I specialize in retirement planning and strategies to meet individual personal goals. Whether you are looking for wealth accumulation or to maximize your retirement income. Oh, heck, this is sounding just like another commercial. Hey, listen, it's this simple. We use risk-free investment vehicles, whether you are looking to still build wealth accumulation or you want retirement income or a combination of both. It is all about getting your money parked in the place that will benefit you the most. If you want to do that, call me. My office number is 246-3879 or my mobile is 487-2096 or contact me at my new website at tomdasher.com.
Broadway Transmission? I don't know how they do it.
We've been in business for 60 years at the same location.
I don't know how they do it.
It's our long-term nationwide warranties.
Oh, and don't forget our online appointment scheduling.